Good afternoon and welcome to our first ever virtual event, Mastermind Vision Summit. I'm Craig Dalley, Vice President of Global Sales for Touchstone Essentials, and I'll be your host for the next few hours. Today we have people tuning in from coast to coast and even other continents with viewers from Western Europe and the UK. No matter where you're watching from, you are in for an exciting few hours as we share our vision for the future. We've got a great program lined up for you today with lots of variety and great information. You'll hear a message on vision from our founder and CEO, Eddie Stone. Get exciting home office updates on new programs and tools. Join with us in recognizing the successes of your fellow Touchstone Essentials visionary business owners, or VBOs. Hear amazing stories of how our products are changing lives. Experience the best in business training. Listen to top VBOs share their plans and goals for 2021 and have a chance to win some amazing prizes. It's going to be an amazing event today, and here to kick it all off is Touchstone Essentials founder and CEO, Eddie Stone.
Hi, Craig. So nice to have a chance to be here today with everybody. Thank you for the kind introduction, and as Craig said, welcome. We know we've got folks joining us from literally all over the globe, and we certainly appreciate that you've carved out some time to be with us today. Here we sit at sort of the start of 2021, right? A year that I think we all are excited about because of what we've just gone through. And so what I thought I would do is just share with you a little bit about what happened with Touchstone Essentials over the course of the past year and what we're excited about in the year ahead. So with that, let me switch over here to our slide program, and thank you so much for the assistance. So with that, make sure I've got myself where I can move us ahead in the program. So 2020, let's just take a moment and recognize for just a moment that that's a year like no other. And if you're like me, not one that I want to experience again. It seems like in some ways it was only yesterday, but yet in other aspects for us, it feels like it's been forever. But in February of last year, we were celebrating with our VBOs at a Mastermind event in Acamal, Mexico, at a just beautiful resort, part education, part vacation experience. And as we were there, we sort of realized from the news what was taking place and the grip that COVID-19 and this pandemic was beginning to have on us all over the world. And it just seems like in one fell swoop there at the 1st of March, we saw things really shut down. It's like somebody hit some giant pause button, and we all sort of found ourselves, sort of wondering, okay, what's next? I remember telling our kids, hey, listen, make sure when you go home, you get yourself enough supplies from the grocery store to be able to have a couple weeks, 3 weeks, maybe it could even be a month, where you're limited in what you can do going outside. Now, one thing I failed to do, and I do think it's important for us to find what humor we can, was I failed to think about the demand for toilet paper, which still sort of baffles me as one of those aspects as this thing got started. But just as quickly as we had to hit that pause button, and we were disturbed by what we were seeing with folks in China that were struggling with the disease, that were frankly dying in Italy and other places, humans sort of kicked in, that spirit, that humanity that really is the hallmark of what it means to be a part of community and take care of one another. I remember one of those early pictures of seeing people in Italy in that severe shutdown that they had, singing from their balconies, trying to find ways to, stay together even though they were apart. And then you saw folks that were going out of their way to help their neighbors where they could. Perhaps their neighbors had struggles. And of course, our healthcare workers and others on the front line, we would not have made it through this thing as we did with as much dignity as we did without their sacrifice and what they did. And I know we all will have forever this sort of special place in our hearts about, what they've done for us to carry us through. And then, as human beings do, in some places in the country, it was 4 weeks. Some places it was 8 weeks, 10 weeks later. People began to find a way. Teachers, I was particularly touched by all the stories, and those stories remain true today, where teachers were finding a way, even though they couldn't have their students in their classrooms, to go out there and try to keep those connections. In our local community, schools can be an important source of meals for kids that are in economically challenged situations. I know that's true for a lot of the country. And here we saw in the news teachers packing those lunches and carrying it around to those neighborhoods where kids were really in a food insecurity situation. So while we had all the tragedy around us, to be inspired by these people and all the things that they've done, it really had an impact on us, not just personally, but professionally. And then, of course, as this all played out, right, we found ourselves looking to be productive in whatever ways were available. And I'm sure most receiving this, right, you've been on the end of a Zoom call. Perhaps you're the one anchoring the Zoom call while somebody's cooking in the background, or on a Zoom call for their own businesses, or what we're seeing with kids and their education. And so we have tried to recognize and own sort of the humility that what's taking place really in many cases brought out the very best in people. And we're going to choose to focus on that for our sort of memories in that regard. But of course, while we were all in the same storm, we were not all in the same boat. And one of the things we saw by April of last year, and I've got a little chart here that I pulled up from the Washington Post. Of course, these stories were all around the national newspapers and on the news. And at one point, we had 22 million people unemployed. I think the peak number actually got up close to 30 million people. And even though there's unemployment insurance and things like that, there's nothing that can truly replace what people are dealing with when they've lost their work, and the dignity and the security and the peace of mind that comes with knowing that they've got work to do and to tend to take care of their families and their financial obligations. And of course, it's not just those that are employed, it's the people that employ them, the businesses, whether they're small or large. And so we recognize that those things have seared in our memory certain situations where we probably won't take for granted ever again what it means to have something, some peace of mind associated with financial security. And we actually saw that this began to happen. I'm going to talk more about that in just a moment. But one of the things that I want to just take a moment and acknowledge and then offer a massive thank you to the organization. As the pandemic played out last year, one of the things that really made an impression on me, it's certainly concerning, is how many folks found themselves with food insecurity so much that they did not know where their next meal was coming from. And instead of the normal homeless struggles that we have in our cities, and all places have those types of things, now we're talking about millions of people around this country and other parts of the world, right, that found themselves unable to afford food. And in some cases, because of some minor food shortages in the beginning, not able to get the food they were looking for. And we saw so many organizations step up to try to fill in and provide for those people struggling. This is actually a photograph out of the Dallas Morning News. And it's a photograph of people lined up outside of a football stadium to try to get food for their families. Tens of thousands of people all over the country on a daily basis finding themselves in a line to try to receive food assistance. And so we know that this situation has been difficult for a great many of our population. It will take a long time for that recovery to occur. One of the things this allowed us to do is to really focus our charitable contributions driven by you and the success of this business towards organizations that really focused on this issue of food insecurity. And we were able to partner through you with World Central Kitchen. And if you haven't had a chance to sort of see what we did and what this organization is all about, you can visit our blog to see an article that we have sort of discussing these factors. But World Central Kitchen, just an incredible organization. They go beyond just providing meals. They actually take the time to work with local restaurants and restaurant workers in these local communities so that there's a sustainability to the food providing that they do. They served over 32 million meals in 2020 what a remarkable number and an impact that can make. And of course, through your help with us, we were able to make a contribution of just over $26,000 in 2020. And that resulted in more than 8,000 meals being served around this country. And so thank you for the work that you do that has allowed us to participate and help those in need, particularly in the year that was so challenging last year. And of course, it goes beyond just the day-to-day of food insecurity. Many individuals found that their finances were more fragile than they ever really wanted to acknowledge. And that meant for a lot of people, they were draining their savings at an alarming rate. They couldn't keep up. And many individuals found themselves with absolutely no savings when it was all said and done. And this has led to a number of consequences, probably more than a few of you out there either directly or know someone that's been trying to make ends meet through the gig economy. But of course, if there's nobody there to pick up for your Uber, then being an Uber driver doesn't really do it for you. Of course, we saw Uber Eats and DoorDash and all these kind of things kick in. And so I am buoyed by the entrepreneurial spirit that people showed. And if you look at it from a statistical standpoint, this is actually a chart that I pulled off of bankrate.com. It was also printed in the Wall Street Journal. And it turns out that this is a far bigger issue than just what's sort of isolated when we think about 2020. Roughly a third of working households, now just drink that in for a moment, roughly a third of working households in the US find that they need some type of side hustle to make ends meet, pay credit cards, establish savings, develop that financial security that they're looking for. I've got it broken down on the chart by generations. The millennials, of course, I think we would expect that just because of the size of that group and what their ages are, sort of leading the way there. Almost 50% of that population engaged in some type of side hustle to make ends meet. But even the baby boomers on the other end of the scale, close to 30% still negotiating those issues. And so there's no question that more than ever before, we found ourselves looking for ways beyond just the traditional path of employment to make sure we had for our household and ourselves, not just financial security in the moment, but a financial future where people were in control. And we saw the impact of that at Touchstone Essentials because of your advocacy, what you do for us every day, sharing the spectacular stories that we have about the products, the impact that they're making on people's lives, what the opportunity can do for people. VBO is a term you hear quite often if you're new and you don't know all the details. That stands for Visionary Business Owner. And we chose that definition to describe our partners because we believe in the vision it requires to be an entrepreneur and to see something for yourself and for your community and for your family beyond just the ordinary. And that's excited us. And of course, looking at the literally tens of thousands of people that joined our ranks in 2020, obviously this is a philosophy and attitude embraced by really millions of people around the globe. So we saw a 400% growth last year. Thank you for your advocacy. We saw that not just here in the US, but around the world. We operate successfully in some 60 countries. We have individuals that are using and consuming our products, people that are developing for themselves a business. And it's just exciting for us to see that while we may speak different languages and we may have different religions and cultures and all these things, yet we're all tied together in these basic interests of developing for ourselves and our families opportunities that allow us to live life to the fullest and meet the full measure of our potential. So it's exciting what we've seen. We did manage to do some things in 2020 beyond just sort of servicing the business and trying to survive the challenges of the pandemic. A big shout out to our logistics group as well as our support group for all that they did to sort of manage the challenges and the ups and downs that occurred during the year. We'll speak more about this in just a few moments, but we've rebranded our Pure Body and Pure Body Extra to help you as you begin to discuss these products with people in the field so they better understand the strengths of each of those marvelous global bestsellers. And Sonia O'Farrell will join us in just a few moments, and she'll share more of that. Of course, we launched our app. So quite literally now, it's a business on your phone. I'm still fascinated by the idea that on this smartphone, I can literally run my business if I'm a VBO or manage what I'm doing from a customer standpoint. It's just fantastic. These phones have actually technology that was stronger than the computers used to launch those first missions to space in the 1960s. And we've harnessed some of those technologies with our partners to create an app that gives you not just the information you need to share about the opportunity, but also automated follow-up and acknowledgement about what people are reading and looking at, and how you might go in and support their education as they're learning about this opportunity. It's phenomenal to me because so many individuals do our business on a limited schedule, right? They've got full-time life obligations, full-time family obligations, and what they want to do is leverage those precious few moments each day they have to direct their business, and to be able to use this smartphone in that way is fantastic. We continued with our promotional programs. Of course, we weren't able to follow up with a exotic trip like our trip to Mexico in February later in the year because of obviously the restrictions associated with the pandemic, but we kept up our promotions. We had some phenomenal programs throughout the fall, discounts for customers. And then we had our Goodness Giveaway program where we doubled bonuses and we gave away prizes. We love to give away prizes. You're going to have some prizes today as you go through the presentation. So wonderful. We strengthened our tools in a very specific manner beyond just the app. Of course, we released our CBD oil video. We've released additional tools related to marketing and promotions, and you'll hear more about tools throughout the day. And then finally, we were able to bring to fruition one of our challenges that we've been looking to deal with, which was to offer more eco-friendly packaging. We've always used internal packaging around the boxes that can be recycled, but we also then looked for a box because that's that principal vehicle for us that we could use eco-friendly ink to print as well as the box itself. And so we're constantly striving to be conscious of our carbon footprint, how we're impacting our communities. We want to impact them obviously in the most positive way possible, and things that we can do with packaging and boxing and shipping, things of that nature, give us those opportunities to do so. In addition to being able to do that, we were also able to reduce shipping cost to most countries where now your basic items can ship for free. It's not true in every marketplace, so clearly we still have more work to do. But for most of you, if you order something as simple as, say, the Pure Body Extra Strength, that product's going to ship to you for free. And that also is true for your customers. And then the final big piece in this regard is we were able to, even with all the constraints of COVID, to go out there and finally receive certification for our organic CBD products. And so you're going to begin to see that appear on the label here in the next few weeks and months. It's always been organic, but now we've done that paperwork and we've got that approval to use the USDA organic seal. So we're excited about that. And while we're on that subject, I just want to take 1 minute and just thank you for the support you give us, whether it's sharing our blog post or buying our organic products. Thank you for that support. When you buy organic, you're doing more than just buying a product with superior nutritional quality. When you compare conventional farming to organic, quite literally, there's 700 less chemicals used on an organic farm than that's used on a conventional farm. So less herbicides, pesticides, fungicides, petroleum-based fertilizers that are out in the community for farm workers, for farming families, for farming communities, for the soil on the farm, for the water coming off the farm, for the air around the farm. There's just less pollution out there for those individuals that grow our food to have to manage from a health standpoint, from a physical standpoint, and from an economic standpoint. When we look at what happens on organic farming, we're talking about the ability to grow fruits and vegetables to meet our needs without all those chemicals that play a role in the degradation of the microorganisms in our soil. They play a role in the degradation of the air and the air quality around those farming communities. And we believe in the vibrance of fresh fruits and vegetables that are grown in organic fashion. And so thank you for your support in helping us make these decisions. So what's ahead? As we look ahead, and of course, this whole presentation today is about what's ahead, but we want you to know that we are going to continue to provide events like this one. We've actually got a pretty vigorous schedule of virtual events in the months ahead that you're going to learn more about those details with presentations to follow. But I also want you to know we're going to get together face to face. So you can go ahead and mark your calendars right now for September 17th and 18th. We're going to give you a location and more specifics in the next month and a half, but we're going to get together live, and we hope that that is an open spot on your calendar. We're telling you this today because we know as some of the restrictions release, people are going to be looking for places to travel. And we hope that you'll travel to see us and your colleagues so that we can get together, not only to share in the educations of an event, but just also to be together and enjoy that fellowship. And of course, we'll be announcing another rewards trip that'll be outside of the country. And I promise you a tropical, location. I think we could all use a trip to the beach right now. We certainly can. And we're looking forward to establishing one for all of us here. So what are some of the specifics? Well, in the year ahead, I want you to know several things. One, in our detox category, that is the tip of the arrow for this organization, we are going to have a new product launch in 2020. We are going to continue to strengthen the marketing material that you find on the app to support your efforts in talking about the importance of detox and the follow-up. And then we are also going to increase additional tools that you will see to support these dialogues. In the build category, where all those wonderful superfoods are, right? If you're taking the bad stuff out, you got to put the good stuff in. We will also have a very significant signature release this year, a product I wish I could tell you the details for. I would get in trouble, but we do have a wonderful release coming this year. Excuse me. We will also strengthen the amount of information on the superfoods, pardon me, on the app. You can tell I'm out of practice in having this kind of audience here, right? So I got to build back my throat vocals for this. But we're going to have additional information, marketing material on the app for the superfoods, as well as other tools that will be outside of the app. And then finally, we also are going to expand in our balance category, where you see our certified organic CBD products. So you'll be seeing the certification emblems on the labels in the months ahead, new product launch and additional tools. We are excited because these are those things that allow you to develop a business that can not just pay you today, but pay you and your family all through into your financial futures. And so we're excited in that regard. And for us, this really leads back to this core mission that we have of reaching and talking to and impacting 1 million families around the world. Because of you, 2020 was a spectacular year for communicating with these people and expanding our footprint in this regard. And 2021 will be that much better. I could not be more excited. People are the driving force behind our business. Their health, their financial futures and securities, and their personal freedoms are what motivate us. We are a platform for individuals like you to reach the full measure of your potential. That's what we're here for. That's what we do when we get up every day with our 5-star support staff, with our 5-star logistics services, with all the details and all the hard work that go into bringing you the marketing materials and these fine products and the rewards programs that we have. We could not be more excited to be here with you in this moment. I'm looking forward to the rest of this day. Thank you for embracing our opportunity, for being with us today. We're so excited. And Craig, I'll throw it back to you.
Thank you, Eddie. What a year we had last year, and what a future there is in store for all of us ahead. I tell everyone I know that I have finally found the home I've been looking for, and I'm sure that you all feel the same. Next up, we have an exciting drawing for 3 fabulous product prizes and 1 Apple Watch. We'll have 2 drawings today, including 2 Apple Watches, so it pays to stay to the very end. Immediately following the drawing, Sonia O'Farrell, Touchstone Essentials Chief Marketing Officer, will give us insights on marketing and branding for Touchstone Essentials. Then we'll be delighted to recognize our top achievers for 2020 in a virtual recognition ceremony. But right now, it's all about prizes. To help us out with the drawing, please welcome the social ambassador for Touchstone Essentials, Sawyer Stone.
Hey, Craig, thank you so much for having me. I am so excited to be here. There are so many wonderful things happening for our first virtual event of 2021. And I know everyone is anxious to see who gets a prize, so let's go ahead and get started. First up, we've got a jar of our Soothe Topical CBD Balm. If I could go ahead and get some assistance here, we can pull up that spin wheel and we can see who's going to win. Awesome. Congratulations to David Berkheimer. You have won 1 jar of our Soothe CBD Balm. We will be in touch with all of the winners next week to get these prizes to you. Next up, we have a sneak peek at our newest blender design bottle. You'll notice that it has compartments attached to the bottom for your good inside on the go. There's 2 of these actually, which is very cool. There's one attached inside the lid. It's very fun. And then to go with our new blender design, we're going to give out one of our organic super proteins. And if we could get that spin wheel back up so we can see who wins. Awesome. Congratulations to Jillian Burak. You've won a canister of our organic super protein and one of our newly designed blender bottles. All righty. Third, we have 2 of our best-selling products that we cannot keep on the shelves. Literally, they are globally famous and popular. You've guessed it, our Pure Body Extra and our Pure Body. They're very cool with their new brandy designs, as we saw earlier. And so if we can go ahead and grab that spinning wheel one more time. What's really cool about this spinning wheel is that everyone's name has been loaded in, and it just pops right through everybody and picks a winner for us. Yay! Congratulations to Wendy Sims. You've won a Zeolite Detox Pack, which includes 1 Pure Body Extra and 1 Pure Body. All right. And so for our final prize, if you participated with us in our goodness giveaways this fall, you'll recognize this prize. It's an Apple Watch SE. Now, I don't have one with me to show you, but I do own an Apple Watch myself. They're a really cool prize, and it was definitely our most popular in our bronze category for our goodness giveaways, so we brought that back. So now we can do the spin wheel for our Apple Watch SE. Congratulations to Robin Toussaint. You've won an Apple Watch SE. Like I said before, we're going to get in touch with all of the winners in the middle of next week and get those prizes shipped out to you as soon as we can. But that's all for now. No worries. I'll be back towards the end of our program today, so you'll want to stick around so you can see if you won a prize yourself. Let's please welcome our brilliant Chief Marketing Officer, Sonia O'Farrell.
Thank you so much, Sawyer. It's always fun to see people winning prizes. The only thing that could make this event better so far would be if we had the option for a kitten filter, but alas, it was not meant to be. I am so happy to be here with you. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Sonia O'Farrell, and I am the Chief Marketing Officer for Touchstone Essentials. So let's go ahead and get started. A little bit about me. I have been with Touchstone Essentials since day one, and ever since I've been working with Eddie for a long time, and ever since he shared with me his vision for a company that was rooted in goodness, I knew that I wanted to be part of that right away. That was 9 years ago, and so it's been so exciting to see the amazing growth that we've experienced on a global scale and to know all of the incredible things that are ahead for us and for you. I was actually born and raised in Ireland, a lot of family there still. And true story, I actually won the visa lottery to be able to come to America. So I actually consider myself to be a very lucky person. I have over 20 years of experience in direct sales. So I've worked on brands from global multi-million-dollar companies to successful startups. I think my favorite part of this industry is how closely we get to partner with people. That and the fact that direct sales as an industry is one that tends to elevate women. It is something that is, very flexible in terms of time, and effort that someone can put in and the rewards that they can gain. So I just love those parts of the direct sale industry. I also have 2 children. They are both in middle school. We are coming up on almost a year of distance learning. So yes, that's about as fun as it sounds. So like everybody else and everyone with a family, this is something where we are all wearing even more hats than normal. I do think it gives us a great understanding and perception of the fact that people are having even more demands placed in them than usual. And it's just really, really important that we have a variety of tools and resources in our businesses and in what we do that help support us. And so that's what we certainly strive to do in marketing as well. And I am based here in sunny South Florida. Yes, that's what people in South Florida always like to share at this time of the year when it's freezing cold everywhere else, but don't hate us. But Touchstone Essentials, you might not know this, has been a leader in working remotely for several years. We have always been, we have been cloud-based for several years now. And one of the ways that provides an advantage is that you can have a really talented team just based across the country. And that's not limited to a corporate office. So that's been something that we've been used to for quite some time. Today, I am here as a small part of the team that works to support you in marketing. I work very closely with our very talented Jen Hewlett. She's our Chief Creative Officer. And together, we work to develop the Touchstone Essentials brand. And our marketing includes everything for our brand, from big to small. We create product packaging, we write copy for the website and print pieces, everything that has the look and feel, that design that you see. We also do video development and really everything in between. So today we're going to take a closer look at the results of that marketing. Now, before I show you what we do here at Touchstone Essentials, I wanted to give you a quick look at what other companies provide in their marketing. Now, if you were watching the Super Bowl last weekend, and I confess I was watching for the ads, you probably saw this ad by Squarespace. The whole premise behind the ad is that after working from 9 to 5, you would then work from 5 to 9 so that you could make your own business website. And this was not well received by the internet. What's wrong with this picture is that in order to create a website, you would have to write all of the copy. You would have to create the design on their platform. You would then have to figure out how to plug in all of the business infrastructure in order to create a successful business. And after all of that, you would have a website with no reviews, no traffic, no SEO ranking. So it was really a lot of work from 5 to 9 to be able to get you just one piece of that puzzle and really put you in a place where you're starting from square one. However, marketing is not just one thing. It's really about having a comprehensive approach to the customer journey, a journey that starts when somebody hears about the good inside, but continues beyond when someone makes a purchase or joins with us. There's a lot that goes on in between those steps, and that's where marketing can work its magic. So I wanted today to take you through, all the different ways that we do that for you, really starting on day one of when you join with us. So first and foremost, you don't have to make your own website. We provide that for you. You get your own thegoodinside.com website right away. All of the text is in there. All the design is in there. And because about 56% of our traffic comes from mobile sources, yes, our website is very mobile friendly. And most importantly, you're instantly gaining access to the thriving health and wellness marketplace, which is growing exponentially as more and more people have gained awareness of the importance of good health. As Eddie mentioned, one of the initiatives that we have worked on recently has been on the packaging rebrand for Pure Body and Pure Body Extra. So Pure Body Extra has been shipping for a little while now. We absolutely love the new look of that. And Pure Body is now starting to ship this week. So these are just an example of the product packaging updates that we've been doing. So we really do like the new look of that. But not only do you get a website with Touchstone Essential, you also get access to the Verb app so that you can share content, you can share samples, CBD oil samples within the United States, and you can send special offers right from your smartphone. So you just sync up your contacts, and then you can send anyone you know a blog article, you can send them a video, and even automated email campaigns. So we're just really aware of the fact that everyone is busy, everyone has demands on their time. So having these automated systems and resources that really help to free up your time so that you can do what matters most is really important. And the Verb app is a vital way to do that. In the coming months, the Verb app will be one area where we are going to really be focusing our time on our talents. We do feel that this is a program that we've just scratched the surface on and of what's possible. So in the near future, you're going to see a lot more in the Verb app where we will be really developing out shareable content, especially on detoxing and Pure Body Extra. So that's some exciting stuff that's going to be coming in the future. Another marketing resource that you get on day one is our blog. So you may feel like you're not a nutrition expert, and the good news is you don't have to be. Our blog is full of knowledgeable, science-based articles that you can easily share when someone has a question or wants to know more about a particular topic. So you will find articles on the blog that cover a wide range of health and wellness features, from detoxing and heavy metals to nutrition and superfood and CBD oil, and lots of really delicious, tasty recipes featuring organic super protein and super green juice as well. Another benefit of these blog articles, not only are they great content to read and to share, is that they also help to boost our SEO relevancy on search engines. So one of the things that is important for Google is to see whether or not a company is providing valuable, relevant content. And so in part because we have all these amazing blog articles, if someone's looking for health benefits of zeolite, our blog article is going to be one of the first things that comes up on that search page. And what that does is it really provides a very relevant current brand and credibility when someone's searching for something, to know that we're kind of an expert within that field. Another thing that comes with your website is that you will also find that we have built-in lead captures, some pop-ups, and email campaigns. So people can provide their email in exchange to maybe receiving a recipe ebook or to subscribe to our newsletters. And what that does really for us is it helps us to nurture that customer relationship. You know, we kind of look at that funnel and see getting to know us to when someone joins, and that nurturing process throughout is really important, which is what we do with, valuable free content so that someone can feel really comfortable and know that they would want to be part of our community. We also have a Monday morning regular newsletter that goes out that really focuses in on health and wellness topics. And of course, we share special promotions throughout the year, especially around the holidays. So that's just some of the ways that we continue that marketing, and it's all automated and included for you. And of course, we have a very robust e-commerce store that you get automatically. Comes with a subscription option and lots of product information. And this includes really a large gallery of images that are right there so that someone can really feel like they're getting everything that they need to know. We know that words are important, but images are extremely important in terms of having an impact. So this is really vital in terms of being able to let someone get to know and see and get all their questions answered so they can continue in that process of that customer journey. And so all of those images can be aside from instructions to what sets our product apart to everything that you would want to know. It's really important. Not only that, one of the most powerful resources that you get on day one is access to a business that already has thousands of 5-star reviews. And as you all probably know, reviews are one of the key deciding factors that people make before they're making any purchase. And that's no different here. And so joining on day one, you really have a business that already has thousands of 5-star reviews. So it builds up that credibility, that trust, and that belief that someone would have, and can really help to grow your business in turn. And reviews are also a key factor for Google and search engines. They want to know that it's a reputable, credible source. And so seeing all those reviews means that when someone is searching for something, they're more likely to find us and in turn your business. And it's not all just about marketing. Touchstone Essentials takes care of all of the time-consuming and technical aspects of the business as well. We send your customers emails after they place an order and let them know their order's on their way. We have a fantastic operations team to do shipping around the globe. We take care of collecting and remitting all of the taxes to the appropriate agencies for you. We have a wonderful customer service team led by Susan. She's amazing, and our entire customer service team is US-based. And of course, it's all backed by a 30-day hassle-free money-back guarantee. So by having everything there in place for you, you don't have to worry about those things, and you can really focus on building your business and knowing that that's kind of all taken care of with some peace of mind. Ultimately, this really all adds up to having a turnkey business so that the good inside can go from desktop right to your doorstep. And it doesn't even end there. So when you open the box, I mean, not only do you have this amazing eco box that Eddie was describing to you with this awesome eco fill, which is not only eco-friendly, but also compostable. It's really biodegradable, which is amazing. We have another opportunity to connect with people and connect with your customers, because all of the online resources that we have are amazing, but we know that people's attention span can be a little bit short, a little bit stressed. And so when the box arrives and people open that up, they find inside an amazing printed health and newspaper. And so what that provides is an opportunity for some undivided attention, and people can read that at their leisure and feel that they're getting some very helpful, impactful health articles right there inside the box as well. And so really, all of those automated digital marketing systems that we have are so that together we can touch more lives with goodness. And we're really here to support you with that. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'm now going to send this back to Craig. He's got so much more amazing information to share with you and recognition to share. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Sonia. With 400% growth in 2020, there are a lot of people to thank and a lot of people to congratulate. Next, we'd like to recognize Touchstone Essentials top achievers for 2020 and celebrate their successes together. We'll begin with rank advancement recognition, highlighting new ranks achieved for the first time in 2020. Take a look. Congratulations to all those who advanced in rank in the year 2020. If you look closely as the names scrolled by, you might have noticed that some names appeared more than once. We want to offer a special congratulations for all those who advanced multiple ranks in 2020. One such person is Jamie Grogan. Jamie advanced in rank not just once, not just twice, and not just 3 times. Jamie advanced in rank 4 times in 2020. We want to congratulate Jamie for this extraordinary achievement and invite her to share her thoughts about her Touchstone Essentials journey so far. Jamie?
Hello. Thank you so much, Craig. And really thank you to Eddie and everybody involved, from customer service to our teammates. I think one of the things that was a big impact for me this past year is that I was able to feel safe. I've been in this industry for 6 years. I've been through a lot of experiences, ups and downs, right? That's just part of life. But I was looking for something that I could say, this is my one last shot. I'm giving it my all. But to do that, there are things that really need to be available to you, right? You need to be able to trust where you're at. You need to be able to believe. And if you've been watching and you've seen the detail that goes into caring about the products and the how they're shipped and what they're shipped in and all of that, and that the people in this company are really care about that trickles down, and it makes us all feel safe. So when I started this just a year ago, I just was in a very different place, and it was February, and soon after, Eddie talked about 2020, and it was a hard year. It was a hard year for everyone. And I'm not going to say I didn't have my challenges. I had many personal challenges this year, but I'm grateful to be able to say that 2020 was a great year for me. And it was a great year for the people that I've introduced this to, the people that I know in this company, because in this industry, we have the ability to find solutions, to create what we want out of our lives. And I think that that's really what this past year has shown me, that in the right environment with, the right alignment, that you can really, really thrive. Right. So, seeing those names was it was emotional for me. I saw a lot of people that I really care about. And, this past year, we're talking about the ranks here. And those ranks, they show progress, right? But there's so much behind it. There are people's lives being changed. A year ago, I had negative money in my account, and I just didn't know what was going to happen. And now I'm able to help my family and serve better and dream bigger. And I think, that opportunity and what I've been able to do this past year, I hope that somebody looks at their life right now and says, a year from now, I could make whatever I want possible. Right. And this vehicle really can do that for you. This past year has been incredible for me. I've encountered some of the most incredible people in the world. My life is changed. And I know that I'm changing the lives around me because of this. And I'm just so grateful. And to everybody involved here. You know, if you hear Eddie, you understand. If you hear him speak about this company and his vision, you understand why I can say that I feel safe. And I think that that really was a big part of this, along with belief. Feeling safe, having all of these tools that they've shown you, surrounding yourself with incredible people. As Eddie said, it's a platform. You know, if you can just use that, all of these gifts of different types of successes, time freedom, financial freedom, you know, friendships and relationships, better quality of health and quality of life, they're all at your hands. And I'm just grateful that I was able to be presented with this opportunity and supported by everybody involved. And I especially want to thank my team and recognize them, because they serve with their hearts, and it inspires me to be better. And having that opportunity this year has just been the greatest gift. So I just want to thank you guys for having me on here. And, you know, the rest, I'm very excited for the rest of this show.
Thank you, Jamie. Wow, it's fun to hear those success stories. Next, we'd like to recognize our top enrollers for the past year. As everyone knows, sharing the good inside with others is the lifeblood of a Touchstone Essentials business. And today, we will recognize both customer enrollers and VBO enrollers. Let's begin by recognizing our top customer enrollers. Top customer enrollers for 2020 are, from Mechanicville, New York, Jamie Grogan with 123 customer enrollments. From Austin, Texas, Laura Graff with 130 customer enrollments. From Custer, South Dakota, Shanna Cluley with 137 customer enrollments. From Melbourne, Florida, Lila Moyer with 151 customer enrollments. And number one in enrolling customers, hailing from Oak Brook, North Carolina, is Ash Braswell with 152 customer enrollments. Congratulations. Enrolling VBOs puts your business on the fast track to growth. You're not only making a one-time sale, you are welcoming a partner to work alongside you, expand your team, and enjoy greater residual income. These top VBO enrollers enrolled an impressive number of people in 2020, and they weren't just enrolled with VBO passes. They were all accompanied by a product purchase, which makes these numbers even more impressive. Our top VBO enrollers for 2020 are, from Melbourne, Florida, Lila Moyer with 78 VBO enrollments. From Matawan, Michigan, Melanie Brown also with 78 VBO enrollments. From Wilmington, North Carolina, Debbie Stella with 81 VBO enrollments. From Whitefish, Montana, the team of Krista Serpernant and Ashley Daniels with 101 VBO enrollments. And number one in enrolling VBOs from Tokyo, Japan, Iteru Masui with 200 VBO enrollments. Congratulations to all of you on your outstanding achievements. To represent our top VBO enrollers, we have invited Ashley Daniels to share a few thoughts about her team's success. Ashley.
Thanks, Mike. Super grateful to be here and participating today and to be acknowledged. For sure couldn't have achieved what we achieved this last year if it wasn't for Eddie. I'd like to say thank you for allowing free goodness for the year for VBO signups. We really wanted to capitalize on that for people. You know, we started late in the year. We actually started in April. So, 2020, the pandemic had just hit, and Krista and I had both realized how important health is. Just a little bit more. I mean, we already had known, but how important it is for people to capitalize on their health this year. So it was extremely important for us to get as many people signed up into the VBO program, not necessarily for, we didn't even really, we were still really new. We're really new to the whole MLM industry. So we didn't really understand that, a good part of our business would be from people selling under us. We really just wanted people to have the opportunity to save a little extra and be able to have these products in their life on a monthly basis because they worked for us and they were working for us and we were seeing how great that they were. I've never been in sales, and I didn't ever think that this would be part of my story. But when I saw the ingredients in not just zeolite is where we both started with and a big focus of our business. But when I saw the ingredient list in all of our other products, I was sold. And so we really wanted to give that to as many people as we could. We kind of set up a platform of what we would share with people. And we just tried to be really authentic and really genuine when it came to signing up. And this is what this means. And it wasn't a push for the money side of it, although the money side of it has been great. And we hope that this next year we can really capitalize on going back to those people and seeing how their experience was. And if that's something that they want to share with more people like we did, it was just an authentic journey for us. We tried the product, we loved the product, and we wanted to share the product. And the company has been great. I was already so excited to see more of the stuff that's going to be coming out this year that will only benefit our company or our business, and hopefully grow it some more into more residual income, and just get the product out so much more. There's just so much goodness to be shared, and we're super grateful to be a part of that and hope to continue to grow the journey. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ashley. Sales volume is where the rubber meets the road. Without people using the products, no one would be rewarded. It grows your business and ensures that you get a paycheck. Today, we recognize those with the top sales volume in their first 3 levels of their organization. These 3 levels represent the volume of VBO has the greatest influence over. The top 3 in sales volume for 2020 are, from the United Kingdom, Ethan Leeds. From Skinny Atlas, New York, Denise Longton. And number 1 in sales volume from Austin, Texas, Lawrence Villegas. Lawrence Villegas is not only being recognized as the top sales volume achiever, but he will also be recognized as a top achiever in another category today. We have invited Lawrence now to share his thoughts on his Touchstone experience. Lawrence?
Hey, thanks, Craig. Yes, my career started about 30 years ago in direct sales. And I've been in some good companies, Craig, and I've been in some not so good companies. But I've always held in mind that there was a better company out there somewhere. And I realized that there's no accidents. I think, most of us realize today, it's no accident that you're here with us today. For all of you watching across the globe and wherever you're at, you're here for a reason. There's no accidents, and there's no accidents that you're not, why you're here today. And it's all about commitment. As soon as I committed to Touchstone, I realized that things were happening for me. And I think some of y'all might know that I came from another company that had a product that wasn't quite as good as our product, but it had to happen that way so that I could figure out what I wanted to do. And then things started to happen. I realized I had to make the switch. And then I came to this company and I committed to this company, and providence happens. And a whole stream of events took place, and here I am. I found my home here with Touchstone. I'm so grateful because for the last 1.5 years since I've been with the company, it's just been outstanding. Everything that I was dreaming a company could be, that's what Touchstone is and has continued to deliver. So I'm just glad to be part of it. I'm glad this is my home, and I'm ready to take on 2021. Thanks, Craig.
Thank you, Lawrence. Leadership is critical in building a Touchstone Essentials business. That's why Touchstone Essentials invests heavily in leadership in the form of a team builder bonus. The team builder bonus is earned when you enroll someone and work with them to build their team. When they earn a rank advancement bonus, you earn a matching bonus. Today, we would like to recognize the top Team Builder Bonus recipients for 2020. They are Denise Longton from Skinny Atlas, New York, Jana from Custer, South Dakota, and the top Team Builder Bonus recipient for 2020 from Austin, Texas, once again, Lawrence Villegas. Denise Longton has appeared in the top 3 of several of our awards today, and we have invited her to share her thoughts on her Touchstone journey. Denise?
Hey, everybody. So grateful to be here. And I echo all the things that everyone has already said, because as we know, this really is the greatest company ever. And I know you all agree with me, but one of the things that has really been underlined for me, and I think we all know this, but sometimes when it happens, then you recognize it to really be so. And the magic is really in the journey, right? The journey of the things that we do every day, that compound effect of how we are impacting our customers, how we are helping our team and cheering for people and lifting them up and staying the course, right? Being persistent, because those are the things that are really going to win out in the end and be able to help you build a strong, healthy business. And when you do that, then you can really impact the rest of everyone, both on your team and from a customer base perspective as well. There is nothing more gratifying to me as a leader. And I've seen this as you guys, as the credits were rolling, so to speak, with all these great people doing wonderful things. I'm so blessed and proud to see so many people on my team. And I think as a leader, that's the most gratifying piece of it for me. So thank you so much. And I am giving it back to you, Craig.
Thank you, Denise. Our final award recognition goes to an elite group of individuals who not only achieved new ranks, but grew within those ranks and maintained them for at least 3 consecutive months, earning a handsome bonus for their efforts. Please join us in recognizing our Star Bonus recipients for 2020. Those earning Star National Manager bonuses are Ash Braswell, Melanie Brown, Shanna Cluley, Laura Graff, Jamie Lynn Grogan, Ethan Leeds, Anna Rogers, Lacey Van Dyke, and Seychelle Webster. Recipients of our Star Director bonus are Ash Braswell, Melanie Brown, Shanna Cluley, Laura Graff, Ethan Leeds, and Anna Rogers. And finally, there are 2 recipients of the Star Regional Director bonus. They are Anna Rogers and Lawrence Villegas. Congratulations once again to all of our Star Bonus recipients. We have invited Shanna Cluley to represent this elite group and share her thoughts on Touchstone Essentials. Shanna has also appeared in the top of multiple awards categories today. We offer our congratulations to Shanna and to all of our Star Bonus earners. Shanna?
Hi, Craig. Thank you so much. Okay, that was an exciting intro, and I don't know if I can top it, so maybe I should just sit down. But I think it's really, really amazing how things work out. This is actually my first experience with network marketing. Been doing it for about 1.5 years, and actually whenever the opportunity came to me, I was actually preparing for ministry. My heart is for youth and young adults ministry, and I've actually been in ministry for about 13 years. So when the Lord put Touchstone on my heart, I was a little confused and it didn't really make sense, but I'm so very glad that I was obedient. I know I'm being recognized for Star bonuses, but that actually starts somewhere else. So I wanted to highlight the company in its entirety. Little did I know that I was actually being called into ministry. I truly see how this company delights the Lord and blesses his heart. He likes to see his creation from so long ago being discovered and used to bring health to all the people that he loves so very much, and it brings him such joy. So really what I do is I wake up every morning and I say, okay, Jesus, who are we going to touch today? And he's faithful to bring them. And in them is the incredible team that he has given me, because Star bonus is not something that you can do on your own. So really quick, I'd actually like to mention a few people. And the number one is Miss Jamie that you heard from earlier. She's so amazing and her awesome team. That includes Sven and Anna, and they amaze me. Sven's actually been able to leave his job and do Touchstone full-time with his wife, Anna. And I'm so proud of you guys. I just love it. There's also Jill. And I tell you what, there is not a harder worker than Jill. That woman amazes me every single day. And her continuing to grow team with Carrie Ann and Brooke and everybody, it's amazing. And then I have my own awesome husband and wife team with Victor and Caroline, and I just love you guys so much. So see, I'm trying not to cry, you guys, okay? So what I love is that Touchstone is structured where team building is the core. And that means that everything, especially star bonuses, are about the team. And that's what I love. And supporting your team and growing together is my favorite part of Touchstone. So I just wanted to say thank you for letting me be a part of it. My first experience is my favorite and it'll be my last. And I just love this company so much. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Jana, and congratulations once again to all of our top achievers. Well, we have some exciting new tools and programs in sales and events happening in 2021, and I'm excited to share those enhancements with you right now. So it's good to be with you. It's so fun to share this experience with all of you. I'm going to talk about, again, sales and events additions that are happening in 2021. Let's show you some of those things. We've got a new VBO presentation. In fact, multiple VBO presentations that we want to share with you. Meet Touchstone Essentials Live program that we want to introduce to you. We also have a Touchstone training program that we're going to share. And of course, our Mastermind event series that we want to talk a little bit more about. Now, one of the things that we're trying to accomplish with these new opportunities, I'll call them, is that we want to make sure that we're providing you with something so compelling that you can't help but open your mouth and share with them, share with other people. These things are exciting opportunities that will help you not only share Touchstone Essentials more effortlessly, but help you to build your business more effortlessly as well. What we're trying to do is give you opportunities where you can just simply invite somebody to watch, listen, participate, use a tool, and then just simply follow up. For somebody who's in a leadership position, that makes the business much more effortless. And for somebody who's brand new, just looking to build the business, it makes it much more easy for them to get a good, solid start. So that's what we're trying to accomplish with these incredible new tools that we have. So let's look at our VBO presentations first and tell you a little bit about them. What we're trying to do is we're trying to help you experience Touchstone Essentials your way and present Touchstone Essentials your way. And we have developed several new VBO presentations. They help you introduce the company, the products, and the opportunity, and show people how we're different, how we're unique in the industry. They are delivered in a way that will help you do a 1-minute presentation, a 2-minute presentation, a 5-minute presentation, a 10-minute presentation, all the way up to 20 or 25-minute presentation. So you have options. One of the things that you probably have experienced is that sometimes you're in a situation where you do need just a 1-minute presentation. There are other times when you need a hotel presentation and you need 20, 25 minutes. So we're trying to give you those options so that you have everything that you need at your fingertips. And oftentimes you're going to be, you'll take someone to lunch and you need a 5 to 10-minute presentation. So again, we have those options covered. They will be delivered in PowerPoint and also in PDF presentation sheets. And guess what? They're available right now, both in the back office and also on your Verb app. So you can go update your Verb app and you'll see them there right now if you'd like to. So take a look at these new VBO presentations. Make yourself acquainted with them and get to know them. Let's talk a little bit more about them right now. The first one is the Meet Touchstone Essentials. This presentation introduces Touchstone Essentials to other people. It introduces the company, the products, the compensation plan. It tells them how we're unique, why we're different, and why they should join, and then offers a compelling reason for them to join with you, either in purchasing products and becoming a customer or becoming a VBO and building a business alongside of you. This is a fantastic presentation. I hope you'll take a look at and really get to know and start using and sharing. The business focus presentation. This focuses on entrepreneurs, and it comes from a business focus, as the name suggests, but it comes from the perspective of an entrepreneur and combines entrepreneurialism with direct sales and suggests that that's the best way that people can achieve the American dream today, and suggests also that Touchstone Essentials is the vehicle to help accomplish that. So get to know that presentation. Now, the Meet Touchstone Essentials and the Business Focus presentation, they are both meant to be about 20 to 25 minutes in length. So they're great for an in-home presentation. They're great for a little longer Zoom call to introduce the company. And they're great for a hotel presentation if and when we get back to those. So they're fundamental. They are the backbone of the presentations that we have. Now, let me introduce the next one. It's a 7 factors that set Touchstone Essentials apart. This presentation is really an excerpt from Meet Touchstone Essentials. It's actually inside of that. We've pulled it out and made it a standalone presentation that you can give in 5 to 10 minutes. And this one goes through a series of about 12 slides that you can quickly show people why we're different, how we're unique, what we have to offer that's different than other people in the industry, and why they want to join with us and be a part of us. So if you're looking for a 5 to 10 minute presentation, that's a great one. Now, we also have HP3, or Health, Prosperity, Purpose, and Passion. This is another great presentation. This one is just a little bit different because it helps people recognize that they have a need. And that they have a need for what you have to offer. Health, prosperity, purpose, and passion. And it goes through a series of simple questions that they rate from 1 to 10, and it helps you determine, helps them recognize that they have a need. And then it offers Touchstone Essentials as a solution to their needs. So it's a great little presentation. The first 4 that we've talked about are all about, they're all PowerPoint presentations, so you can use them in a PowerPoint setting, either virtually or in person. The other 2 are presentation sheets, and they're meant to be 1 to 5 minute presentations. 7 factors, you could do that in 1 minute if you want to go quickly. If you want to stretch it out a little bit, you can take it 5 minutes, or even have a 10-minute conversation with that one presentation sheet. The HP3 is meant to be about the presentation sheet portion is meant to be about a 5-minute presentation. They can actually circle and do the rating right there, and then flip the sheet over, and it talks about Touchstone Essentials as a solution to health, prosperity, purpose, and passion. So we've tried to give you options on how to present and the perspective from which you present, whether it's product or business, and the length of the presentation. We hope that you find these useful and helpful. You know, in building a Touchstone Essentials business, there are 2 things that are really, really critical. One is contacting people. The other one is presenting to them, presenting the plan, showing them the opportunity so that they know what they're looking at and what they're making a choice on. If you're not presenting Touchstone Essentials to them and talking about the opportunity and who we are and how we're different and why they want to join, these presentations will help you do that much more effectively. All right, moving on from the presentations, let's take a look at Meet Touchstone Essentials Live. This is every Tuesday and Thursday night, starting very, very soon, February 23rd, as you can see on the slide. So not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. We're going to do every Tuesday and Thursday night at 9 Eastern time. So that my time is 7 Mountain time. And we want everybody to be involved. This will give you an opportunity to see these new presentations in action live so that you can learn about them and learn how to express them and talk about them. But even more importantly than that, this is one of those tools that we're going to offer where all you have to do is invite and follow up. Invite and follow up. We'll do the work. We'll put the presentation on. You just have to invite and follow up. I will be doing the presentation with special guests from the field who share testimonials and other insights. The length will be 20 to 30 minutes. But we're excited about this new opportunity. We hope that you'll all participate. This is a tool for you to invite people to it and then just simply follow up and say, what did you think? So again, starts February 23rd. I hope that you'll all participate and join with us. Next up is training. This is training both in the Verb app, and it will also exist in the resource section under the training tab in the back office. Right now, we've got 5 new training PDFs. And again, the purpose for these PDFs is so that you can use them as a tool. As you build your business and you have new VBOs come on board, you simply point to the tool. If they've got something specific that they need to learn, fundamentals about the business, just point them to the tool, have them go to the Verb app or to the resource section and learn about it, and then follow up with them. It can be that simple for you as a leader, and also for a brand new person who's just starting in the business and they don't know the details. Again, it's point to a tool and follow up. The tool does all the work for you. Again, they're available right now, both in the Verb app and in the back office. This is the start of a new system that we're creating. You will have about 12 of these PDFs, and it will be part of an overall system that we'll add to over the year. So get used to that, get excited about that. This will be something that you'll be able to use to build your business in a very exciting way. Again, 5 training documents available right now. And finally, our Mastermind event series. You're all familiar with this because you're here right now. And we're experiencing the Vision Summit right now today. And it's going great so far, I think. I hope you're enjoying it. But we've got the Impact Summit coming up April 17th, the Leadership Summit coming up June 19th, and as Eddie announced today, Mastermind Live September 17th through the 18th. We hope that you'll all be there. Make plans to come be there in person. We want to see you. We want to see you walk across the stage. We want to give you hugs. We want to award you for your accomplishments and everything that you've done to help build Touchstone Essentials. And then finally, the Wellness Summit, November 8th through the 11th. Notice that the Wellness Summit is just a little bit different. All of the others are 3 hours on a Saturday. The Wellness Summit is 4 days in a row, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, for an hour each day, where we're going to talk about the specifics of Touchstone Essentials products and really do some wonderful training from experts on our incredible products. So it will be an opportunity to invite everybody you know to come in, tune in, and learn all about those wonderful products. Now, one more thing before I close this section is that what we're trying to accomplish is we are trying to create momentum from event to event. And ultimately, throughout the whole year, create momentum so that we create a crescendo of momentum that ends with the Wellness Summit and then moves into, at a new level, the next year. So again, we are trying to create momentum from event to event. Can you imagine what will happen if everybody that came to this event, the Vision Summit, just comes again for the Impact Summit on April 17th and brings just one more person? We would double attendance. And then if those same people would go to the Leadership Summit and just bring one more, we would double attendance again. But look back at what would actually happen. That's 4 times or quadruple the numbers from the Vision Summit. In fact, if we do that every time, it grows exponentially. If at every event we just bring one more, by the end of the year, guess what? Those numbers are 16 times greater than the numbers we have at the Vision Summit. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to create momentum that builds over the year and crescendos all the way to the Wellness Summit. We hope that you'll join with us in doing this. We're excited about it. This is an opportunity to really build your Touchstone Essentials business. Again, if you just invite people to these events, we have them almost every other month. If you'll just invite people to these events, let the event work the magic, your business will build. All you have to do is follow up and make sure that people have the things that they need to succeed. Well, thank you very much. It's been good to be with you today. And next, we've invited 4 people to share their product stories with us. While these will just take a minute or so, they show the power of our products to change lives for the better. Following these short stories, we will take a 5-minute break. During the break, we encourage you to get up, stretch, walk around before we get started again. Make sure you watch the countdown clock so that you're sure to be in your seats when we begin. And now, please welcome Sawyer Stone, Touchstone Essentials Social Ambassador, to introduce each story. Sawyer?
Hi, Craig. Thank you for having me back. It's such a treat to be able to introduce these next 4 people whose lives have been changed by the good inside. We're going to have all 4 people come up onto the screen, and then we'll start in the order I'm going to announce. First, we're going to have Tasha Edwards, who's going to tell us about her experience with our Calm CBD oil. And then second, Rena Batt is going to share her story with Boost Focus Fuel. Then we'll have Kyle Nickel telling us about his journey with our organic super protein. And finally, we're going to have Nathan Eves and his dog Lucy do a show and tell with our Calm CBD oil for pets. Tasha, please start us off.
Hi, everybody. So 3 words have defined my life for a long time, which is I can't sleep. If we add in, hormones, PTSD, stress, always feeling like I'm on fire, I was surviving basically on Starbucks and energy drinks just to be able to function. And so CBD was one of those things that I had heard mixed emotions about, and so read up on Touchstone Essentials and decided to try it. And honestly, that very first day changed everything. I could feel myself come down, like my mind wasn't on what happened in kindergarten when I went to bed at night. And so I have started taking it before I shower. That way I kind of have some downtime, but I definitely feel the difference, not feeling like I'm on fire all the time. So it has definitely become, the Calm CBD has definitely become a permanent part of my routine.
Thank you for sharing that, Tasha. I really appreciate that. Rena, whenever you're ready.
Oh, thank you. I'm talking about Boost today, a Touchstone product that I got familiar with when I took the Touchstone 10-day transformation challenge. That was 2 years ago, and I was willing to do a 10-day challenge to lose the weight that I had accumulated for who knows how long. And I was willing to go to do a white knuckle, get it done in 10 days. That's how I was going to feel. I was going to, muscle through it, because doesn't feel good to me that I had to give up things that I loved. But with that transformation challenge product, there was a Boost was in that. And I was amazed that within a day, I wasn't hungry. I wasn't hangry, feeling like I was upset about not eating what I loved. And I had a lot of energy, but I also had mental focus. And I thought, wow, I don't know what's going on here. But I looked on the website and I was reading about the Boost. And I said, well, that's why I feel so great. I've got all of these focus nutrients and energy nutrients that add up to the way I feel. So I really felt good. I did not have to white knuckle it. I did lose some great weight, but I did one step farther. I am a microscopist, have studied live cell blood for 20 years, and I do it as a teaching tool to teach people alkalinity. Well, what I did was decided to, after lunch in the middle of the late afternoon, to test my own blood, and it was acidic. And then I took a Boost with a little glass of water and waited 20 minutes. And in 20 minutes, my blood just totally looked oxygenated, clean, and gorgeous. And it's not easy to do. It's not an easy task to accomplish that. And so I loved the feeling of the product, but I loved what I knew it was doing on the inside of me. And it wasn't an energy drink. It wasn't a soda. It wasn't a coffee. It wasn't a tea. It was something that was good for my body. And like those other things make you acidic, it was making me alkaline. So I love my Boost. It doesn't have the chemicals that other kinds of energy drinks would have. I did lose 12 pounds in 12 days and I've kept 10 of those off. And I truly believe that my older aged, I'm in my mid 70s, and your metabolism kind of starts to fade. My metabolism is the best it's ever been. I'm at my weight I was in high school.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing, Rena. I really appreciate that. Kyle.
Hi, Sawyer. Thank you very much for having us. I've been super excited to be here all week. It's just been jazz. So just real quick, a little bit about me. My name's Kyle. I'm in Southern Arizona. I have a beautiful girlfriend, Stephanie. She's watching, I'm sure. Happy Valentine's Day. I have a 15-year-old son who is my world. We all know that. He just means the world to me. So real quick, what this has done for me has shown me a different perspective. So Wyatt, he is a 15-year-old son. He doesn't always listen to me. I don't know if you guys have kids. You know that. They don't always listen, but they're always watching me. And from my experience, I haven't always been good to myself. I was a heavy drinker, smoker, eat terrible diet, and he watched that. And I'll tell you a little bit about something else too. Is my dad. Okay, my dad passed away a little over 20 years ago at the age of 49 years old. I watched him the way Wyatt watches me. I watched him smoke. I watched him drink, and I watched his eating habits, which were horrible. So I can actually make that shift and change for what Wyatt sees me do. And he's starting to do it too. I'll tell you what, there's nothing in the world that makes me happier when we're in a store. Wyatt picks up something and he looks at the label. That just blows my mind for a 15-year-old to do. I love it. So it's not just the organic super protein, the plant-based protein that helps with all kinds of, have any stomach issues, you're not gassy at the gym or whatever, you can go on and on. It's the whole entire line that the Goods Inside offers. Has been a true blessing for me, for Wyatt, my family, and everybody. I'm truly happy to be here with all of you guys. Thank you, Eddie Stone, Craig Dalley, all you guys leaders for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Kyle. Nathan, if you'll share with us.
Of course. Again, thanks so much for the opportunity to be here. If any of you have known or had the joy of having a small puppy at home, they're basically a Tasmanian devil 24/7. Every moment that they're awake, they are full of energy. And so I hadn't had a puppy in the home in over 10 years probably. So it was a eye-opening experience when all of a sudden I have a couple-month-old Labradoodle running around tearing up everything. So I was looking for anything to help, to settle her down in the evenings. And we turned to the Calm Pet Formula and thought, well, it can't hurt, so let's give it a try. And it's something that we started giving every evening before bed. It doesn't drug her. It doesn't knock her out, but it puts her into just a calm attitude where she's lovable, she's enjoyable, she wants to lay around and relax with us, and it's just a great thing. And now she loves it. I mean, she can be anywhere in the house, and she knows in the evenings when you say it's time for hemp oil, she just comes running. So, and you say, Lucy, it's time for your hemp oil, and she gets ready.
There she is.
And she knows the bottle. She gets excited to see it.
Oh, look how cute that is. Oh my gosh.
Yum, yum.
That is awesome.
And it just works great. And it calms her down. She settles down quickly and becomes the puppy that we can all love and love on, instead of the Tasmanian devil that you just kind of wonder what in the world have you even done to get into this.
Right.
So thanks again, and appreciate everything.
Thank you. And I really appreciate you guys coming on to give your testimonial. And now we're going to go to that 5-minute quick stretch break. So everybody make sure that you watch that countdown clock so you're back in your seats, because you're not going to want to miss the rest of our afternoon. Thanks.
Welcome back. I hope you were able to stretch, grab some water, or even better, a quick super green juice smoothie, and get ready for the rest of our program. Our next segment will feature rapid fire business training on 5 key topics from some of our top leaders and myself. We will proceed in the following order. Denise Longton on income generating activities to build your business. Lisa Petersen on how to develop your personal story so it has impact. Craig Dalley, how to overcome objections and gain a positive outcome. Jana Clinton on the fast track method for creating a $500 monthly side income. And Alan Newell with the essentials on how to set your goals for success in 2021. Each person has 10 minutes to train on these important topics that are sure to boost your business. Let's begin with Denise.
Hey, everybody. I am so excited to be here, and I am going to share my screen with you. If you don't know who I am, I'm Denise Longton, and I live in Skaneateles, New York. And so far, let's see, this is going to work. Okay, there we go. Maybe it's gonna work. Okay, I hope you can still hear me because I can't see or hear anything, but I'm really excited about this topic because when building a business like ours, you know what? We often wear so many different hats. And knowing how to prioritize the time that you spend in your business really makes a big impact on how far you will go. There is going to be a great document in the back office that is going to have a lot of details on what I'm talking about, but I'm going to just focus on a portion of that right now. So first, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever woken up in the morning and you thought to yourself, gosh, I am going to tackle this day. I have a great list. I have grand plans. I am ready to go. And you get to the end of the day and you know you were really busy, but you're really just not sure what you did exactly. I don't know about you guys, but that has happened to me too many times. And what I realized was I needed to work smarter, not harder. And to build a strong, effective business, knowing where to focus the bulk of my time was important. And now, if you are with Touchstone full-time, or maybe you have a full-time traditional job and Touchstone is your side business, either way, you need to decide how much time you're going to designate to your business. And then we are going to talk about where you're going to spend that time. So where to focus your time. I basically like to break this down into 2 categories: support activities and income generating activities. Now, support activities, what are those? Those are things like taking a class, doing personal development, filing, organizing your office, that sort of thing, creating the perfect social media post, learning about products. Now, all of these tasks are definitely important, but we don't want to spend as much time here because it really doesn't build your business. And it's easy to go down a rabbit hole. And for those of you who know me, I have a little ADD and I can go down the rabbit hole pretty quick. Like you open your file and you go to file a paper and you're like, oh my gosh, look at all these files. They're so disorganized. I need to organize these files. I need some new file folders. And then you're on the computer and you're looking up new file folders and you're looking at all different beautiful designs and you finally decide on one and order. And oh my gosh, you get a pop-up on your screen and somebody's sending you a Facebook message and you realize, I haven't even posted today to social media. I should do that. So you start scrolling through Facebook and next you look at the time and it's like 1:30 and you think, I haven't even eaten yet. I think I'll eat lunch. And then after lunch, I'll make those calls. You know what I'm talking about. If you do know what I'm talking about, you know the dangers of these activities. While they're necessary and it's great to have folders that are organized and beautiful, and we all benefit from an increase in personal development, what we're really looking for probably is an increase in paycheck. All right. So this area, you only want to spend probably about 20% of your time in this support area, which brings me to income generating activities. Now, as I mentioned before, In the back office, there is going to be a great document. It's going to have some detail on all of this, and there will be 6 income generating activities on those documents. But because you guys took time out to be with us today, it's your lucky day, and I am giving you a bonus activity. So I'm going to go over the lucky 7 income generating activities. And first one is list. You might hear this as prospecting. I don't really like the word prospecting because it kind of makes me feel a little clinical, maybe a little impersonal. But this is really just making your list. So you just write down the people that you know. There's no thinking about it. If you think of a person's name, you write it down. Put it on your list. Put it where you can see it. Your list is your inventory. If you don't have an inventory, you don't have a business. So make your list. Number 2 is contacting. That's taking those people on your list and inviting them to learn about to hear about what you're doing. Now, when you're inviting people, you want to make sure that you remind yourself to not prejudge. You don't want to go through your list and say, oh, I think I'm not going to call her. Oh, maybe I'll call him. Maybe I'll call him next week. Just go down through the list and make the invitation. Don't prejudge. Be brave. And remember, 2 a day, 10 in play. If you're contacting 2 new people a day, you're always going to have 10 in play. And this will really help you move your business forward and have some growth on a consistent basis. Which brings me to number 3, presenting. So presenting is obviously just meeting with the people that you put on your list that you invited to share. This is something you really want to do in person if you can. In person or here like this on a video, eyeball to eyeball, or on the phone. This is not an activity that you want to do via messaging. So in person or on the phone is best. Number 4, follow-up. Okay, this is your bonus activity, guys. And this one I feel like deserves a little extra love because the fortune, as they say, is in the follow-up, and it really is. And I feel like this IGA really can be a huge one. Did you know that statistically, only 2% of sales actually happen after the first follow-up, but 44% of us give up after that? That's like half. And then what I was surprised to find out is that the majority of sales, about 80%, don't happen until between the 5th and the 12th follow-up. That only 8% of us actually do that. That is a lot of income left on the table, a lot of opportunity that we're missing out on. So follow-up is key. But before I get off the follow-up topic, I want to remind you that following up with people who are interested in the business isn't where it ends, because don't forget about your customers. You know, sometimes we get so excited, we have the greatest product ever, and we get a customer and that's it, they're gone. We don't talk to them again. So if you call them and check in with them and just find out, what do they love about their product? Did they get their product? Are they using their product? I've had customers who've had a product for weeks and haven't even opened it. So that's a really good thing. You know, relationships are so important. And the more connection you can establish with your clients, the more they are probably going to buy and the more they're going to learn. And so the more they're going to be engaged. So it really will make a big difference. So follow up. Number 5, sponsoring or enrolling, if you will. Now, this one's pretty self-explanatory as well, but I do want to spend a minute here too, because as I mentioned, you guys know we have the greatest products ever. And we have a great customer base, but sometimes we're so focused on those products, we forget to offer the business to people. I know that a lot of us, most everybody here is service oriented, right? That's why we're here. We want to make a difference. We want to help people. And we do help people by sharing our products because we get customers. But that's one person. We share the product, we get a customer, we get paid. They might order again. Maybe they won't. If you do good follow-up, they will. But you want to think about VBOs. Sharing the business is going to make such a bigger impact because Not only do you gain a VBO who is also a customer, right? Because they're buying products. They're probably buying products every month. That creates excitement in your team, and it also creates some momentum. Those people are then going to share with other people. Now you're talking about getting introduced to hundreds of people, having an opportunity to impact the lives of hundreds of people, maybe even thousands. So think about that, because, you know, our goal is 1 million, right? 1 million families. So sponsoring. Number 6, training. Now, you got them on your list, you contacted them, you did the presentation, you didn't prejudge, you followed up, you got them on board. Now what? Well, you want to get them onboarded as soon as possible, because they probably don't know what they're doing. And sometimes they think they know what they're doing, but there's a little more to it. So you want to really listen to them and understand what their goals are so that you can help them, help assist them with that. And you want to make sure that you've plugged them into a team page and into events like this one. Events really are big. You don't want to overwhelm them with too much information, but you want them to have enough that they could get started right away. What do they need in their first week or their first month, and go from there. Keep it simple. Duplication. Duplication is number 7. And this is obvious, right? You want to duplicate your efforts to grow your business. But sometimes we do a little bit too much and it doesn't seem duplicatable by somebody else, especially when we're talking about the detail of our products. So you want to focus on systems so that everyone can do it or feel like they can do it, and keep it very simple. Make sure you're attending events like today, because not only are they key for your business, but they're key for your team's business. And if your team sees you at events, they will also participate in events. And, you know, just be the example. Remember, speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. So if you're not sure whether your activities are income producing, just think about if they involve people. If they involve people, they're probably income producing. And wrong slide. So spending the bulk of your time with income generating activities is really what's going to skyrocket your business. So with that, I hope that was helpful. And I'm so excited and honored to introduce our next speaker, because she happens to have brought me into the business. She's my upline, and I'm so grateful to her for that. And she is a rock star and has great information to share with you. So welcome my good friend, Lisa Petersen.
Hi there. Hey, everybody. Wow, Denise, way to hit it out of the park. And I didn't even pay her to say all of that. But how cool is that, I get to follow one of my top leaders in training. That's what's so great. Not only do we get to do business with our besties, but we get to watch them be on stage. Okay, I am going to try to see if I can get my screen shared here. Awesome. Let me just get this going here. Okay, I'm not sure why this is not working. Bear with me a second, you guys. Try it again. I thought I had it ready, but this is a perfect example to show you that any of us can do this business. Even if you're not super tech savvy, you will figure it out. Okay, we're almost there. All right, I think we're good to go. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am Lisa Petersen. I am a mom of 3 grown children. I'm a Mimi of 2 beautiful grandsons and a 3rd one on the way. So just another bundle to love. I have my background is in veterinary medicine. And so I still get my animal fix by my show dogs. That's my hobby. I have 2 English Cocker Spaniels that I show and love. And I spend a lot of my time keeping my significant other who's a musician out of trouble, which can become a real full-time gig. We just recently moved from California to our dream home on a beautiful lake in Georgia. And I'm excited because now I have an entire new group of people that I get to share the good inside with. So good stuff for that. But the fun that I get to share with you today is I get to talk to you about how to tell your story with impact. And as you know, we all have personal stories, but believe it or not, your story is by far the most important tool that you can have. And people really, really, really will relate to you when you're genuine and you're sharing your story. And you guys know, people can tell if you're blowing smoke or BSing them or you're not being genuine. So just remember to not be afraid to really go out and share your story from the heart. You're going to hear often, facts tell and stories sell. And this is so true. From my personal experience, I have grown more than one very successful direct selling business just by sharing my story. And I found that people really, really relate to you when you are being genuine and real. So let's talk about this. Now, where do I begin? What do I write? What do I say? How much do I say? Can be a bit overwhelming. And I know that it can kind of stop you from even putting your story together because you just think, okay, I don't even know how much to say. But there's this fabulous tool in the back office that will really go over exactly what to say, give you ideas of words to use. Really, it's a great layout. It's way more than I'm going to go over today. You're going to get the Reader's Digest version from me. So be genuine and be vulnerable. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. I found that when I would share my story, I would often leave pieces out of it because I felt like, oh, people aren't going to believe that, or, oh, I'm embarrassed to even share that. But the more vulnerable I became and the more genuine I became at sharing my story, the more I grew my business. I mean, people were really impacted with that. Make sure to include emotion. Emotions do create impact, and most people make decisions based on emotions. So think about it this way: positive emotion and negative emotions. So positive, I'm happy, I'm excited. Negative, don't be afraid to share that you were scared or desperate or in a tough position, because people are going to be able to relate to that, and they're going to be able to maybe feel like, wow, I've walked in those shoes before. Don't forget to include why Touchstone. Maybe you came on board because you had an incredible experience with the products. Share that with someone. I loved our testimonials that we shared a little while ago. I was actually chuckling at Nathan's because I have these 2 dogs and the CBD makes a great impact. So share that. Maybe you had a great paycheck. Maybe you just love the leadership, or you love having free trips like we get to earn. So put that into your story. Now, here's the thing. You're going to need more than one story. What? You say? Yeah, you're going to need more than one, just depending on the situations you're in. So let's chat about that. So sorry. Sometimes when I'm just hanging out, I'll call them like elevator story or your short story, but sometimes if I'm just hanging out with friends or new people that I've just met, and someone says, what do you do? Or Lisa, what do you do? And I don't want to throw up on them because you get so excited that you want to tell them everything about Touchstone. I will often just say, I'm all about healthy nutrition. I share products with people that could potentially change their lives. And something that simple will just totally generate questions. Really? What do you do? Tell me about it. I want to learn more. I may also find myself in a situation where I'm chatting with people that maybe we're getting more into a whole financial conversation, and it comes up about what I do. And I might say, well, the truth is, not that many years ago, I found myself suddenly a single mom. I was facing bankruptcy. I was very scared and truly desperate to figure a way out. And fortunately, I found a vehicle. I found a way for me to get out of my financial stress, and it was financial stress. And now I'm passionate about sharing with others how they too can create success. So when you're putting your stories together, don't think about just one story that has to be used this way all the time. Have a couple of them, because in a different situation, you're going to find that, oh, this is the perfect time to use this quote unquote story. So I also have my personal story, which is obviously, has great impact and what really is what got me to where I am today. And I'm really honored to be able to share this with you. And this would be a story that I would share at an event like we have today, or if we were doing an opportunity event where I was going to speak to a big group of people, this would be the appropriate time to share my personal story. So I really appreciate being able to share with you today. I grew up in Wisconsin. I was married for 20 years. At this point in my life, I was a stay-at-home mom raising 3 kids, and it was in July of 2003 that I got a knock on the door, and I was handed a subpoena. And they were going to repossess my van and start foreclosing procedures on my home. We had a beautiful home. I thought that I had this perfect life. And so I was completely, I guess, punched in the gut. And I'm really glad that my ex-husband was out of town that day, because Lord knows where I'd be right now. So I did not know what to do. I was scared. I didn't want to go move back home with my mom and dad. I was angry. I had all these feelings and I was embarrassed. Like, how could I have not known this junk was going on? And this is the honest truth. About 4 days later, I was invited to take a look at an opportunity, at a business opportunity for one of those home-based businesses that, in my mind, that stuff never really works. Or here's my other story. I was truly afraid to speak in front of not just one person, but 2 or 3 or 4. I wouldn't even do it. So how could I do a business like that? So here it was. I'm desperate. I see this gal doing this presentation and I think, well, wow, if she can do that, I can do that. And I asked her how much money she made. And she said, my first year I made $50,000 part-time. And I thought, $50,000 in Wisconsin? I could do this. So I jumped in, gave it a try, scared to death to go do my first presentation, but I did it. I got a paycheck for over $200 that night and was mind blown that I could go do this and make that money. And that was the beginning of life changing forever. I started sharing my story with as many people as I could. A few months in, I moved from Wisconsin to California. Why did I move to the most expensive state in the country? I don't know, but I did. Packed up the kids, had not very much money in my savings account, and got out there. You guys, I didn't know a soul. And I was on a mission to figure this out. And I was excited about the opportunity and I was excited to share. So if you were a friendly face at the grocery store, you were going to have a conversation with me. And within my first year, I made over $100,000. By the end of year 2, I was making close to $30,000 a month, which is over $300,000. And through that journey, I became so passionate and excited about what direct sales could do for this woman who was on the verge of bankruptcy and afraid of her own shadow, to creating this kind of lifestyle that I did. I was addicted. And out of my control, the company closed their doors after I'd been with them about 12 years. And I knew that I needed to find another company, but where do you begin? So I had a few little stops along the way that weren't so lovely. There's a lot of, I'm going to say BS out there in the industry, and you really kind of have to sift through it. And my dear friend, Alan Newell, came to me about Touchstone Essentials, and I was just like this. Yep, not interested, been there, done that. I just cannot, go through this again and build another company and have, stuff happen. Well, he had me try the products. And I then shared them with my mom, who has MS. And the results with my mom were incredible. And I called Alan and I said, wow, I'm in tears. Let's talk the business. Well, you guys have heard all day today how this business has changed lives for people. But when Alan talked to me about the comp plan, talked to me about Eddie and the culture of the company, and then shared with me that the plant-based nutrition industry is one of the fastest growing industries in the world right now, I put my business cap on and I said, I am excited. I want to be with a company that I can count on, that is my forever home, and that I can be proud of. And I've been with Touchstone for over 3 years. I have a wonderful team that I absolutely love. I love being able to share products and be able to just continue to change lives. So I want to just say to all of you, remember, do not prejudge people, because I will forever be grateful that someone did not judge me when they called me about that home-based business, and that I was able to change my life and many other people's lives forever. So thank you so much for letting me share today. And now I have the privilege of introducing Craig Dalley, who's going to continue to share great information with us. So take it away, Craig.
Great. Denise, Lisa, wonderful. You guys have done a fantastic job. I'm excited to be here to talk about overcoming objections. And again, as Denise and Lisa mentioned, there is a PDF training document that's both in the Verb app and also in the back office that gives more detailed information. And I'm going to give you just kind of a thumbnail of what's in that presentation. But I want to introduce the idea of overcoming objections. You know, when you think of objections, sometimes we get a little bit nervous about them, a little bit afraid of them, but think of them as gifts, because if the customer or the prospect didn't give us the objection, we wouldn't know what direction to take. We wouldn't know what problems to solve in order to help them find their way either as a customer and purchasing products or hopefully as a VBO, building a business right alongside of us. So look at the objections that you receive as a gift and learn to come up with answers for every objection that you have. And today we want to talk about a little formula for helping you to handle these objections that you have. But remember, in doing so, make sure that first and foremost, you're honest and that you're genuine in the way that you deliver your response and that you're listening. Let's first of all talk about the lever strategy. You're going to want to engage the lever strategy when you come up against an objection. First of all, you're going to look at that objection as a gift and remember that it's a gift. And if you're prepared, you are going to be very confident in the way that you respond. And that's what we want to teach you here, is how to be confident when you respond to an objection, to know that you're going to deliver something that will help them potentially become a customer or a VBO. So we engage the lever strategy: listen, explore, validate, respond. We want to listen. First and foremost, make sure that you listen actively to the objection or the question that the prospect brings up. Everybody has questions. When we have something brand new, we face something brand new, learn about something brand new, we have questions. And that's all they are. They're just questions. People want to get answers to those questions. And if we get satisfactory answers, we move on and we look forward to additional information to help us make decisions. So listen, make sure that you're actively listening to what they have to say. Explore. Make sure that you're peeling back the layers of the objection so that you really understand the root of the objection or the question, so that you really understand it. Validate. Acknowledge their concern. This is a great step in just helping them to feel like they have a great question and that you recognize that and that it's a valid question. This will help them to feel that you're on their side and that you really want to help them find solutions. And then the response. Respond with an honest answer. This is probably the part that's the most scary, right? You've got to come up with a response that's going to help them make the right decision. And if you say the right thing, you're going to have a positive outcome. And if you don't quite get it right, it might not be as positive as you want it to be. So sometimes people shy away from the response and they don't know exactly how to respond. But we're going to teach you a program called Feel, Felt, Found. And this is fairly famous. Most people have heard of the Feel, Felt, Found method. But if you haven't, this is something that's going to help you out in giving that honest response. So this is how it works. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. This is what I found. Now, if you break this down a little bit by saying, I know how you feel, you let them know that you listened, you understand, and you listened to what they had to say. I felt the same way helps to validate how they're feeling because you went through a similar experience. And then this is what I found shows them that you have a practical, real world solution to their very real question. And this little method helps you to automatically run through the lever strategy. So keep this in mind as you're developing a response. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. This is what I found. Now, one of the things that we've done in the document that we created for the back office and the Verb app, we have come up with 11 of the most common objections, and we've given you answers to those objections. What you'll want to do is go through, use those as examples. If they fit your situation, go ahead and use them. If not, use the Feel, Felt, Found method to create your own responses so that they're authentic and they work for you. So let's take a look at some of these Feel, Felt, Found responses. Here's number one. I'm not an expert on nutrition. I'm sure a lot of people feel that way, especially as they're brand new to Touchstone Essentials. I know I felt that way when I first got started in this industry. So when you hear I'm not an expert on nutrition, here's what you can say. And this is from that document in the back office. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. I was more than a little intimidated at first, but I found that I didn't have to be an expert. I just had to share my story. The company offers great resources, from blog articles to email campaigns. So all you have to do is share. And you can do it right from an easy-to-use app on your phone. Okay, now, a couple of things about this. Okay, as a prospect, I feel more confident. Okay, you answered my question really well. I understand that you heard me. I understand that you validated my question, my concern, and you gave me a response that makes a lot of sense. Wow, okay. I'm ready as a prospect to move on and to learn a little bit more. Let's take a look at another one. I don't like being a salesperson. That's another objection that we hear on a regular basis, right? Well, here's a way you could respond to it. I know how you feel. I have a friend who felt the same way. You know what she found? She found that salespeople usually aren't the most successful in this business. She realized that people who like to nurture or teach others are the most successful. This business is more about caring for others and showing them what to do than selling. I love this response. And if I'm somebody who's worried about selling, this answers my question. Again, it makes sure that, the response shows that I listened well and that I understood her concern, I validated it, and I gave her a real world response that makes a lot of sense. And you know what? When you hear, this is what I found, people perk up and listen. They want to know what you found. This is an example of a great answer and a solution to this gift of an objection that this person heard. Now, one thing I want to point out here is that I didn't have the experience myself, a friend did. And as you're creating these feel, felt, found responses, think about that, right? You don't have to have all the experiences, all the answers yourself. You don't have to experience it all yourself. You can tell other people's stories. So this makes sense as you go through and you learn about the most common objections. If the ones that we've presented you in the back office and in the Verb app don't make a lot of sense for you personally, then talk to the people around you, talk to your upline, and find out how they respond to that objection, and work it into your feel, felt, found responses, and then use them as the story. I know how you feel. My upline felt the same way, or I know how you feel. A good friend of mine felt the same way, or I know how you feel. One of my most successful distributors felt the same way, and you know what they found. So this is a formula that's very adaptable, and but the most important thing is that you're authentic. And the other most important thing is that you learn them, right? That you review these often. There's only 11 of them. Review them constantly. Make sure that you know how to respond. Make sure that you have a response. If you do that, you'll go into any situation with a lot of confidence, knowing exactly how to respond. And people will thank you for it because you've given them a heartfelt response that makes a lot of sense. And it gives them the opportunity to make a good decision. And you're going to have a positive outcome. So let's go over one more. And this is actually something that happened just in December with one of our VBOs. And I helped craft this response. I'm busy right now. I'll join next month. This person was a little bit busy in the month of December, but really was interested. They just didn't want to join right now because they were kind of busy. So this is something that we came up with. And it's a very genuine response. I know how you feel. I felt the same way when I first got started and put off joining for a month or so. But you know what I found after being in the business for a while? I'd missed out on several contacts who would have been under me had I joined immediately. I'd hate for you to miss out on several potential business builders just to wait for a month. And right now I have a $50 gift card that you can use for savings on your first order. Why don't we get you in now so you can secure your spot and get $50 in free products? That's a great response. And it helps somebody feel, it gives somebody a good reason to say, oh yeah, why put off doing this for a month? I could do it now, save $50. And yeah, you're right. I might get one or two business leaders underneath me that I might miss out on if I wait. So great response. And it helps people make that correct, I shouldn't say correct decision, but a positive decision. It gives them a real answer. It shows that you've listened and you've just given them a solution and you get a positive outcome. So remember, look in the back office on the Verb app, learn more about these, find all 11 of them, learn them, memorize them, create your own stories so that they're authentic, and use these with confidence. Thank you. Well, now I've got the pleasure of introducing Jana Clinton. Jana Clinton is here to share with us about the $500 story. So Jana, go ahead. We'll turn the time to you.
Great. Thank you, Craig. It's wonderful to have your leadership here with Touchstone. We can all feel it. Everyone's so excited to have the vision, and you coming in with us is just wonderful. So I'm thankful to be here on our first virtual event in 2021. Here we go. She's got me teed up here. My name is Jana Clinton, and I'm coming in from my home here in Utah. I believe this is a clear business strategy to a successful model. My objective is to share insights for you to implement.
Hey, Jana,
Yes.
we cannot see your slides, unfortunately. Is it possible for you to reload them as a screen share?
Let's see. Yep. It's okay. Okay, here we go. Let's do it. All right, let's see.
All right, I'm going to pull them up one more time.
Okay.
There we go. That works.
That works? Oh my
Yeah.
God.
All right, I'm going to remove myself.
All right, I am. Oh, I needed you, Sawyer. This is the part that I got really comfortable with. You know, when you work a real job and you have this kind of, you have to live up to this level. This is the place where you can be real, right? So thank goodness for Sawyer. So here we go. And I have to stand up. Oh, and you know what, you guys? Here's a 61-year-old that ditching the what ifs and playing bold, right? That's what we got to do. So I do want to talk a little bit. I'm a little structured, so I like that piece. So isn't it profound how different every single person has been? Oh my gosh, it's been so, and we all come together as a community. So I love that. All right, so let's start with, my objective is to share insights for you to implement and duplicate. In addition, I hope to share a vision in your mind so you can create this structure over and over and over again. All right, so even though we don't know the future, right, we have a pretty good idea. We will face some type of challenge during our lifetime. We could experience a job loss, the health crisis, or even a skilled industry change. We could even be asked to help take care of our parents or even our grandchildren. So most people earn linear income. We trade time for money. And to be honest with you, you guys, I was in a career for 30 years. I didn't know about network marketing. I was one of those that didn't have a clue that there was another way. I understood leveraged income through other means of investments, but I was that girl that just did linear income. So with that, I was restricted to 24 hours a day. Our earning potential is limited. And here's just a couple articles that I've read lately, is that we don't have a financial goal in mind. We go to work and we believe everything will be okay. It's that moment we realize we're going to need more. So that is where leveraged income allows you to use your time and efforts of others to create income, and the earning potential is unlimited. Many of you have probably heard or read this quote from John D. Rockefeller. I would rather earn 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own efforts. That's a great quote. So I'm just going to talk about a linear income. So I think of my grandson, giving him this to figure out the math here. But imagine you are a business of mowing lawns and that you could make $40 for every lawn mowed. If you were to average 5 lawns per day, you would earn a gross income of $200 a day before your expenses, right? So this is an example of linear income where you use 100% of your own efforts to create an income. And really, that's the majority of the people here. So I thought about this today, and I said, we all know the pensions are very limited or are completely gone. I want to share my husband's dad's retirement story. He retired, you guys, at the age of 55 years. I wrote 55 years young. And as he was a postal inspector, and he lived to be 89. So listen to this stat, crazy. 10 years into full retirement, Papa was making more than his full-time salary when he retired. Needless to say, right? They traveled the world and had an incredible retirement. But we are not so fortunate. So here is an example of leveraged income. So we've still got the same, strategy, but look at what he's done different. So imagine you own a lawn mowing referral business, right? Where instead of mowing the lawns yourself, you spend the time finding lawns that need to be mowed and employ contractors to do the physical work. Your business employs 20 contractors that each mow 5 lawns per day. You pay each contractor $30 per lawn, but you charge $40. You make the profit of $10 per lawn, and now you've got 20 contractors mowing 5 lawns, each for a total of 100 lawns a day. And that's the power of leveraged income. So now you were able to make $1,000 a day instead of $200. And all we've done is change the business model. So not only does network marketing allow you to benefit from the work efforts of others, but it also earns you residual income. The kind of income that when you walk away, this is the biggest sentence right here, that when you walk away, it continues to pay you. Because network marketing uses both the power of leveraged and residual income, it is now being recognized and endorsed by many business leaders in the world today. But my personal work experience was in fashion with Nordstrom. I know Nordstrom's sales, their sales today, are currently coming mostly from influencers. They work independent, but directly get access to commissions by driving sales to the company's website. So we know our economy is moving fast. We know it's changing every day, and it's moving to online. So one of the most effective ways to build a strong business is to help people quickly earn an extra $500 in monthly commissions. This structure becomes a significant building block in your business. Once you have reached $500 in residual income, we don't want it to let go, right? I don't want to let it go either. So for me, and maybe for you, it might be more trips to see my kids. It might be anything that I want at the grocery store. How about endless date nights, investment opportunities, and paying off debt are just a few examples. But isn't everything right in the world when we have peace of mind? So there we go. So teach 3 to reach 3. That piece is really important. Teach 3 to reach 3. So in your first month, you find 3 who find 3 who find 3, right? And that's an organization of 40 people, each of them purchasing on subscription 100 personal volume. It totals 4,000 in monthly volume. At an average of 15% per person, you will earn an estimated of $600 in residual income every month. So here's a challenge, right? For you, if you are looking to give yourself a raise, increase your volume 2 times to 8,000 a month. You know how to figure out your residual income just by multiplying your volume by 15% per person. How cool is that? So now you are earning $1,200 a month in residual, and guess what? You just gave yourself a raise. I love that. So I'm asking, who would raise their hands for this organization, right? Well, I'm pretty sure we all would raise our hands. So let's look at this structure a little closer. Here's an example of 11,800 in volume. She has repeated this structure of 500 plus residual income 3 times, which is achieving all of those rank advances and everything that we were hearing about at the beginning. There's a manager rank with 600 in volume. There's a regional manager at 1,500 in volume. There's a national manager rank of 3,000, and she's above the volume for director at 9,000. So this residual is just shy of 1,800 a month. So this creates freedom. Many leaders believe there is no better way to earn an income. I would say make a bold decision and ditch the what ifs. But thank you for your time. I get to hand it off to our next, such a respected leader and disciplined gentleman, Alan Newell.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Jana. That was absolutely amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you, everyone. Hey, if you don't know me, my name is Alan Newell, and I am coming to you from Carolina Beach, North Carolina. And I hope you've had your pen and paper out taking notes, because it's been absolutely amazing. I mean, I've got like 6 pages of notes that I've written down, and what an amazing job that they've done putting this presentation on for you. I'm so excited about it. And so I'm here today to talk to you about setting goals. Okay, setting goals. You know, here's the deal, is you need to set goals for yourself to have your best year ever. You see, that's what it's all about, is improving each and every day. I always like to say that, you know, the direct sales business is a self-improvement business with a compensation plan attached. Now, I don't know what your goals are for 2021, but I can tell you that it's important to set big goals. You see, small goals don't have any power. Small goals don't stretch you. Small goals don't have any, you know, emotion and any feeling. So whatever your goal is, whether you're brand new and you're saying, my goal for this year is to reach national director, or my goal is to be executive. You see, what you've got to do is you've got to set your goal, and you've got to be specific. What is it exactly that your goal is? You know, when you bring somebody on in your first 30 days, you're going to say, what is your why? Why did you decide to join us? And what are you looking to improve? What are you looking to accomplish? When are you going to accomplish this by? And see, that's so important, is not only what you want, but when you're going to accomplish it. And here's the big deal. How's it going to affect you and your family? See, the feeling that you get from accomplishment, from success, is so important. How will you feel when you reach your goal? You know, Arnold Schwarzenegger, many of you know his story. He came to this country with goals and dreams and aspirations to be successful, and he had nothing. He was working 2 full-time jobs and working out in the gym and couldn't figure it out. And he says this, and I strongly believe this: if you can see it, and here's the key, and believe it, then you can achieve it. You see, it's important that you believe in what your goals are. Now, how do we do that? Well, see, you've got to set a goal that's measurable so you can see your progress along the way. How can I measure my progress? You know, one of the sayings is, you hear this all the time about, how do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. Well, how many bites am I going to take today? You see, if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. I learned this a long time ago in the corporate world when I was in the restaurant business. And see, you've got to decide what activities it's going to take each day to accomplish your goal. What do I need to do each day? You see, my goal for the end of the year is to be executive. But, you know, if I look at that big picture and that executive and that volume, it's overwhelming. It's scary. How can I say, oh my gosh, how am I going to reach that volume? But when you say, well, it's down to the daily activities, decide the minimum activity that you need to do each day. And how are you going to measure it? We've got an activity chart that measures your activity each day. You've got to measure your activity each day to know if you're accomplishing your goal. And the best way to do that is to find an accountability partner or an accountability group. You know, we started what we call a WHAM group, weekly accountability meetings, where we come together and we talk about what our goals were for the week and what we did. And you see, that way you hold yourself accountable. Very important to do that. You've got to be measuring it. Now, here's the deal too. Is it attainable? You see, if you came on to me right now and you said, I'm joining this business, and you're brand new in the direct sales business, you're brand new in network marketing, and you said, my goal is to be a star ambassador and to get a free Tesla Model S car, Eddie, to pay for it. You know, our car program is different. We don't have payments. We deliver the car, the keys, and the title to your driveway. You got to put insurance on it. That's your only responsibility. But if you said to me, hey, that's what my goal is for this year, and you've never been in the business before, then I'm going to talk to you about what it takes to do that. And see, the goal, the key for this business is most people build it on a part-time basis. Now, I don't want to stifle your goals. I don't want to slow you down, because most people can attain much more than they think they can. You see, much people can have much more success than they think they can, because what they're doing is they're relying on their past stories, their past life, their past struggles. You heard people talk about it earlier. You heard Jamie talk about it. She rank advanced 4 times this year. And if you hear her story, it's powerful. But you got to decide, okay, how much time am I willing to put into reaching my goals? What tools will I need to accomplish my goal? Discuss this with your upline leader and set some specific goals so you can be held accountable. And see, as a leader, and here's the deal. When you get into the direct sales business, here's the deal. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. We're here cheering for you every step of the way. We want you to be successful. I promise you, your upline leader wants you to be successful. I promise you, the person who enrolled you wants you to be successful. They do, because the more successful you are, the more successful they are. But you've got to discuss that with your upline leader and mentor and be able to handle the red light stories when they come. Now, what is a red light story? A red light story is to tell yourself that you're not worthy, that you're not capable, but that person may say no. It can be as simple as, well, I've got that person. Denise talked earlier about the person on your list. Who's that person that's on your chicken list, they call it. And you've already made up a red light story in your mind of what that person is going to say when you call them, so you don't call them. Well, the reality of it is that's considered a red light story. You don't know what they're going to say. That's a feeling and a fear that you have. And you've got to learn how to change that red light story to a green light story. And it's as simple as realizing that that's a thought and a belief that you have in your mind that's preventing you from reaching your goals in your life. And it has nothing to do with that person. You see, you don't know what they're going to say. And once you recognize that, you can change that red light story to a green light story and say, I don't know what they're going to say. They may or may not. They're on my list. I'm going to contact them. And I'm going to find out if they're interested. I'm going to find out. And see, here's the deal. Is your goal relevant? Not just relevant to you, but how does it help you improve your life and your health and your personally for you? You with me? And how does it help others? You see, we're in a business of this direct sales business is simply this. And Jim Rohn said it so eloquently years ago. The only way to have success in the direct sales business is to help other people have success. And the more people you help be successful, the more success you can have. So how does you reaching your goals help other people improve their health and improve their goals in life? See, we call it love, serve, grow. See, you love the people that you're associated with. You love the people you're in business with. You serve them and others. You see, when you recognize and you truly believe the power of the company and the products that we have here, you almost feel guilty by not sharing them with people. And then when you lead with love and you share with other people and you serve them, then your business is going to grow. Is it going to grow? Is it in line with the mission and culture of the team and of the company? You know, Eddie mentioned earlier, our goal is to reach 1 million families across the globe, globally. And we're on track to do that. And that's a vision, but it's also a belief that he has. He believes that's going to happen. And guess what? It's going to. And does it allow you to lead with that? Love, serving others, helping people reach their goal. See, that's what it's all about. That's what this business is all about. The people on our team, we love them. We want to help them go. And see, then it's got to be timely. You see, you've got to set a time limit. A goal without a date is just a dream. See, some people at the end of the year, or beginning of the year, when you say 2021 goals, they don't set goals, they set dreams. But when you look at a realistic date for you to achieve your goal, this is my goal, and this is when I'm going to accomplish it, and I'm going to break that down. I'm going to break that down into monthly, weekly, and daily measurements. Exactly how many people do I need to talk to? We talk about 2 a day, 10 in play. If you do just that, talk to 2 people a day and keep 10 people on your follow-up list, do you know that you're better than 98% of the people in the industry? Make a schedule to follow each day and ensure you hit your goals each day. Now, today I didn't talk to 2, but tomorrow I'm going to talk to 4, and I've caught up. Plan now for what you're going to do when things get in the way or you get behind. When those red light stories pop up, you got to realize something, that we all have them. Somebody asked me yesterday, I was talking about red light stories. They said, well, what rank do you have to have? How much do you have to earn? What accomplishments do you have to get before the red light stories go away? And I said, they don't ever go away. See, your mind is always going to be in protective mode, and you're always going to tell yourself those negative stories, but you've got to recognize them for what they are and turn that red light story into a green light story. And realize that you can accomplish your goals. Listen, I'm a guy from Louisville, North Carolina, who dropped out of high school in the 12th grade. And I came to this company after having some success in some other companies, but no real success. I mean, I was one of the elite members at another company and had some acknowledgement, but realized pretty quickly that company ended up getting shut down. And when I came here with Eddie, I was struggling. I was frustrated. I was like, is this industry right for me? I don't know. But Eddie said, I believe in this business. I believe in this industry. I believe in our company and our products. And you know what, Alan? I believe in you. And you see, sometimes people need to believe in you. Sometimes you need to believe in the people on your team until they can believe in themselves. Because once you believe in yourself and once you understand what you're accomplishing and you're able to accomplish, no matter whether you're dropped out of high school in the 12th grade like I did, or whether you got a PhD, public high school diploma, or a PhD doctorate, it doesn't matter. See, in this industry, everybody has the same opportunity, and that's what it's all about. You see, a dream written down with a date becomes an accomplishable goal for anyone. A goal broken down into steps becomes a plan, and a plan backed by action makes your dreams come true. And you see, when your dreams in life, what do you want to accomplish? What legacy do you want to leave for your family? What do you want to accomplish in your life? Because I can promise you, here's a guy from Louisville, North Carolina. If you don't know where Louisville is, it's in North Carolina, and it's close to Winston-Salem. Some people don't even know where that is. And I quit high school in the 12th grade, but I had people believe in me long enough for me to believe in myself and encourage me and tell me that, hey, this is an opportunity for you. So when you look at your goals and you set your goals, you need to set SMART goals. They got to be specific. They got to be measurable. You got to be able to achieve them. They've got to be relevant to the business and how they can help others, because that's the industry that we're in. And you have to put a time limit on them. So listen, what an amazing event we've had today. It's been outstanding. I am so excited to be part of this company, part of this team. I'm proud of each and every one of you. And I can just assure you that 2021 is going to be even exceed what we did in 2020, which was spectacular. And we want nothing but success for you. Thank you for tuning in. I love each and every one of you, and I look forward to working with you and seeing you next September at the live event. Have a great day.
Denise, Lisa, Jana, Alan, that was excellent. Thank you. We appreciate you sharing your expertise on these 5 critical topics. We thought that it would be fitting, following Alan's training on goal setting, to invite 5 VBOs to share their plans and goals for the year. We've invited each VBO to share in this order, one right after the other. First of all, Lawrence Villegas, Debbie Stella, Lisa Hatch, AJ Volk, Jamie Grogan. Let's go ahead and start with Lawrence Villegas.
Hey, this is a great event. I just can't believe how great everything is. When I first got here and I met Alan and Lisa and Denise, I knew I was at the right place. Great leaders. Lisa's story could have been my story. I always said desperation is better than anything else. When you're desperate, like I was 30 years ago, to find a company, to find a way to get out of the situation I was in. My goals for 2021, I think it can best be said, it was said by a mentor of mine that was years ago, Zig Ziglar. He said, if you help enough people get what they want in life, you will get everything you want in your life. And he said it better than anybody else, and no one else can say it again like that. So that's what I want to do. The thing is, we've had a great year in 2020. 2021 is going to be even better. I learned a lot about how the comp plan works and how the strategy to the build works. And I believe that my goal for 2021 is, another cliche in this industry is that the luck is in who finds you. And I want to thank everybody on my team, that found other people in the group. I saw a lot of them recognized today, people like Shauna Cluley, Jamie Grogan, Jill Rosenkrantz, Laura Graff, and of course, my good friend Linda Phillips, who came over from the other company with me. I want to thank her especially. Ethan Leeds, Melanie Brown, Justina Funk. What do they all have in common? They are directors. This right here. Directors is where it begins. And they hit director in a pretty short period of time, most of them 3, 6 months or whatever it took. That is my goal for 2021. I want to become a director of factory. I figured that that's where it begins. There's where the leadership thing starts. When you can get somebody to director, that's where it takes off. I believe that we're in a moment of time when people are connected more than ever before, but fewer are trusted. Well, Touchstone is a place you can trust. And I remember hearing this from one of my mentors who passed away a couple of years ago. He told his son, he said, I just want you to grow up to be somebody you can trust. And that's what we're looking for in this world. We're looking for things we can trust. And I believe that Touchstone, Eddie Stone, and all the leaders that came before I even got here have built a company that we can trust, that we can wrap our arms around and be here and create a long-lasting business. So I just want to thank everybody and see you at the top. And Stella, I think. Stella, Debbie Stella, I think that's what I'm supposed to do.
Yes, Lawrence, thank you very much. You got me all excited here. Thank you, everybody. Everybody did such a great job today. So I hope I could live up. A little bit about, we're talking about goals, and, why do we have goals? Because we want to achieve something, whether it be financial or personal, whatever the case may be, you have to have a goal. So I'm going to tell you what my goal is. I'm going to be a grandmother in April or early May, and I'm so excited, but I live in North Carolina and my grandson lives in Pennsylvania. So I want to be able to be really flexible and get up to Pennsylvania as much as I can, which means I want to get myself a little apartment or a condo or something to live in. So when I go up there and have extended visits, because I won't be able to just see that little one and give him a kiss and leave, I want to be up there for a week or two. So my goal is to get another place to live in Pennsylvania. So how am I going to do that? You have to know where you're going. We have this great tracker, and I use it every single day. So my goal, there's personal goals that I have, and there's team goals. So my personal goal is, and it's always been, and it's not going to change, it may increase, is to get 10 new customers or visionary business owners every month. So, okay, 10 a month. Well, how do you break that down weekly? Pretty much around 3 a week. All right, if I'm going to get 3 a week, how many people do I need to talk to on a daily basis? So I look at, I'd like to talk to 25 new people every week. I want to follow up with people that I either sent links to or have reached out to in the past, maybe 2 or 3 months ago, and I'm revisiting them, or my customers, just to ask them, how are they doing? Do they like the products? If they're a VBO, I like to tell them, hey, you have a $50 gift card in your office that if you talk to somebody that you're loving the products, you could share with them and give them a $50 gift card. And let them know that they too could get paid by just referring somebody to the business. So I have my goal is to talk to 25 new people and follow up with 25 people every week. And do I reach that goal every week? No. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I surpass it. So sometimes I might get 1 a week, and okay, I did okay. I'm kind of satisfied, but not really. I get 3 a week. Hey, whoopee-wee, I reached my goal. Sometimes I get 4 or 5 a week. Wow. That's fantastic. That's an outrageous goal that I achieved. So I just keep on keeping on. But you've got to realize that how much time do you have to spend? That's how you break down your goals. What are my time frames that I have to work with? You might be doing this on a part-time basis and only have maybe 3 to 5 hours a week to spend. So you have to break your goals down by how many times, how much time I have, what are my goals, break them down week by week, and that's how you do it. So what I guess what I want to say is you do need to engage yourself. You need to engage yourself with your current customers. You have to remind them of things. We have a great communication skill in our back office where you could communicate with your customers and your VBOs and just reach out to them and say, hey, I'm thinking about you. Happy Valentine's Day. What are you doing to keep that heart in the best condition? You could reach out by your communication manager and reach out to them that way. You can do Facebook Lives. Some people aren't, they don't feel comfortable with Facebook Lives. So maybe get a link or share curiosity posts or testimonials. But you want to keep your customers, your future customers, your current customers engaged to know that you're there and that you care about them, because that is what it's all about. You want everybody to get healthy. My personal goal is to reach 1,000 families. I want to get 1,000 families healthy in a couple years. And then I have team goals. I'm a director, so I have team goals. I have to keep director. I have so much that I have to achieve every month. So I break that down in weeks. How's my team doing in the first 10 days? Are they reaching their goal? If they're not, what do I need to do to adjust that? Second week, okay, I should have this much in sales for a team sales. What do I need to do? How can I adjust that? So these are a couple of my personal goals, things that I do to reach out to people. I love people. It's easy for me to talk to people and be there for them. You need any help, advice, whatever? If I could help you, I'd be glad to help you. But here's somebody who's going to give us her goals and what she does. The beautiful and exciting Miss Lisa Hatch from Dana Point, California, and she's going to share to you what she does to reach her goals. Take it away, Lisa.
Oh, you are so sweet, Debbie. Thank you so much, Debbie. I'm a huge fan of the incomparable John Wooden. And I love what he said about goals. He said, goals should be difficult to achieve because those achieved with little effort are seldom appreciated. They give little personal satisfaction and are often not worthwhile. There is a price to be paid for achieving anything of significance. So my 2 goals for this year are to create a community of people who support each other in holistically improving our health and longevity by embracing a plant-based lifestyle and protecting biodiversity, one person, one animal, and one choice at a time. My second goal is to achieve regional director by the end of this year. These are 2 goals of mine because ever since I was a little girl, I've always loved helping people, taking care of animals, and protecting the earth, and doing whatever I can to positively impact all 3 of those. Partnering with Touchstone Essentials helps me achieve that and more, and I'm grateful for this partnership every single day. I'm using 3 main strategies to accomplish those 3 goals, those 2 goals, main goals of mine, and for helping my team grow in this community that I want to create to grow. The first strategy I'm using is to attend all Touchstone events, whether live or virtually. Attend all 5 of these Mastermind events this year and have at least 10 people join me at each of those events, at least 10 people, if not more. And to build more connections and relationships, you guys apologize, Flynn, go. And follow up with everybody that joins me at these events and what their experiences are, and encourage my team to also invite and have 10 people join them at all of these events. I want to create a social media presence. That's the second thing. Create a social media presence where I post daily and do live videos at least 3 times a week and host and participate in private Facebook groups to reach more people, to build more connections and relationships through social media, and find 3 new business builders a month so that if I connect with 3 people a month and I teach them to reach 3, it's what Jana was saying. It's that teach 3 to reach 3 business model. And I want to also share that model with everybody on my team. It's that whole system of duplication. The third strategy I want to use to achieve my 2 goals is to use Touchstone's tools and resources to reach out to my community and make it easier to connect with 2 people a day and keep 10 people in play, like what Alan mentioned a few minutes ago. And then I also want to share that and teach that to my team, that system of duplication again. You know, I love that Denzel Washington said, anything you want, you can have. So claim it. Work hard to get it. When you get it, reach back and pull someone else up. Each one, teach one. Don't just aspire to make a living, aspire to make a difference. I'm excited to continue making a difference to countless lives around the world through Touchstone Essentials with all of you. Thank you for having me today, and I now have the pleasure of introducing our next speaker, AJ Vogt.
Well, thank you so much for that introduction there, Lisa. Great job to everybody. And good afternoon again. And my name is AJ Vogt. And I just want to thank you so much for inviting me to share what my goals are for 2021. I'm going to briefly tell you about 2 of them. Number 1 is to utilize the tools at our disposal consistently and stay on top of my activity. And we saw all the amazing tools released today. That's awesome. Number 2 is being able to tell my story with ease and with passion and telling it often. And Alan was kind enough to roll out that awesome tool for the team called the Activity Tracker, which he showed us. And what I love about this is that it makes it easy to track how many prospects we've reached out to, how many follow-ups we've made, and even how many samples we've sent out. So this is absolutely the one tool that I use without fail each and every day, and will continue to use it because, like he said, if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. And it has been an important piece of my business. And as I set my goals and I track my activity, you know, I stay engaged with my accountability partner on a weekly basis. And that's very important because it's very easy to get off track. And I schedule the time to do these things because if I don't, it'll just pass by and it's going to get away from me. And in reality, if we don't force the time, it's not just going to show up and it can erode our confidence. And it's happened to me before. So I've learned that success requires sacrifice. I have a full-time career in the banking industry working 40 plus hours per week. I'm married with 3 daughters. That takes up a good majority of my time. But I make it a point to schedule time every single day to work a piece of this amazing business because ultimately it will be more rewarding and will allow me to accomplish the freedom I want for me and my family and to be able to help others do the same thing. So that's really when I reflect on my why. Why am I putting effort into this business? And that fits right into my other goal for 2021 is being able to tell my story. And I had just told you part of it. And there's not an ending yet. And it's going to continue on. And Eddie told us, and he told many of us, that we have to be dialed in on our story and it has to be compelling. And the only way for us to get good at it is to tell it over and over again. And when we start to see more engagement with our story, you know, we will know that we're telling that story right. And those are just 2 of the goals that I'm working on daily for 2021. I just want to thank you guys so much for allowing me to share this with everyone. I now would like to introduce you to Jamie Grogan, who will also share what her goals are for 2021.
Hey, Jamie, you're actually muted.
That better?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So what I was saying is that, wow, this has been absolutely incredible. I have pages of notes, and I'm sure that you're soaking a lot of information up and taking them as well. I want to challenge you to implement something you've heard today. All of these amazing goals, the training, everything Alan had said about goal setting, there's a lot to it, right? And a plan, a strategy, and action are crucial. You can't achieve your goals without it, right? But something that I want to touch on and then I'll kind of break down my goals, but it is all of that stuff. It's the action, it's the planning, it's the strategy, right? But it's also being honest with yourself about where you're at, what you're willing to do to get to where you want to go. And as was mentioned, that there are sacrifices, there are there you have to put the time in, you have to kind of get out of your comfort zone. There's a lot of things you learn and you become over the way. But the thing is, if you're not honest with yourself about what you really want, why you want it, I love that Debbie mentioned, her goals in the sense of she wants to be able to be with her family, and she's very specific about what that's going to look like, right? So yes, reaching a certain rank will help her to get there, right? So we have that tool, we have it laid out for us. If we get to this point, what is this? And then what happens after this? But what can those do for you? And I think that that's really what drives you when you're having a bad day, when you're feeling down, when you're, struggling a little bit with fear or doubt or whatever it is just being, honest about what do you really want and why are you really doing this? And that's to say, and now to say that on those low days, it's so important to have a minimum. I personally have a minimum for my very worst of days. If I can barely move from bed, the world is crashing around me, I will still talk to 5 people a day. That's me. That's my minimum. And your minimum might look different, but you have to know what your minimum is, because the only way to get to those goals is to plant those seeds, to be consistent, to do the things daily. And all of those things grow you to be the version of yourself that will be ready for when that goal comes. So for me personally, my goal is executive this year, because why not? Why wouldn't I shoot for that? I know not everybody wants the same thing that I want. Some people are very happy with paying their bills every month and having that be a stress that comes off of them. So important. And I can completely understand that. But from what I experience in this company and what I see as possible, I'm going to go for the big. And I always encourage people to do that. And I know Craig has his own idea of what this is, but it's very similar. Of going for that big goal, that big scary goal that might seem like, wow, like you look at that volume and you're like, wow, right? But then, we break that down along the way and we make that possible along the way. But you have to have that big scary goal, and then you have to get really honest with yourself about what you're willing to do. What are you willing to sacrifice? What amount of time and effort are you willing to give in a day? And then once you know what that time is, how much time you're willing to get, and it could be more on other days, right? But that minimum amount of time, that minimum amount of people you're going to talk to, whatever that minimum is, committing to that and being, making that as a priority, and then, building from that. But you can't reach those big, scary goals unless you're really honest with yourself about where you are right now. And I know that can be hard. But I promise you, if you're honest with yourself, and you allow yourself to dream big, this vehicle is an incredible way to get there. You are rewarded. And by the end of this year, I will be executive. I will not have gotten there alone. I want to help at least 10 people get to director. And I want to help those people also get their star bonuses so that they can see the power of what it feels like to help somebody else create that time and freedom in their lives and make possible what they might have never believed was possible in the past. So I'm grateful. This has been absolutely amazing Thank you so much. You are all loved, valued, seen, and heard, and I challenge you to pay that forward today.
Wow. Thank you. That was excellent. Thank you all for sharing your vision and your goals for the year. I think we've all gained a new outlook on what 2021 can become for each of us if we think big and go to work. Well, we're coming to the close of our event. Thank you all for being with us today. Right now, we'll invite Eddie Stone to join us once again to share takeaways, next steps, and final thoughts. Following Eddie, Sawyer Stone will join us again for the final prize drawing, which will include another Apple Watch. And following the drawing, I'll wrap up with a few closing thoughts on the event. Eddie.
Thank you, Craig. It's just been a great session. And I want to just take a moment and thank each of our speakers from Craig, who's done a fine job of not just hosting us and keeping the energy going, but also for his presentations. I want to thank Sonia, and I want to thank the support for all of this. The folks that we work with at Cornerstone, the AV crew, Jen Hewlett, who you haven't seen, that worked carefully with us to make sure the design and these things are put together. These things don't happen in a vacuum, and it takes a team, and we're very blessed at Touchstone to have a wonderful team to work with. I want to thank each of the individuals that volunteered their time right on a Saturday to come in and share their inspiring testimonials. I just thought it was great. And Nathan, thank you for bringing the dog on board with us. I mean, that was fantastic. And Lisa Hatch, I wished you'd have shown us your dog. We could all use a good canine or a cat, whatever happens to be, to liven things up and make them fun. And then to each of our speakers who, you know, they didn't just speak today, they prepared their slides, they prepared their stories, they gave of themselves, and they made themselves vulnerable. And so our lives are richer, you know, for what they took the time to do for us and share with us today. And the goal setting, thank you all for sharing with us what motivates you. I think we're all more similar than we're not. And so in each of your goals and the things that you're thinking about, you know, we're thinking about those as well. And I have goals myself for the year ahead. And so I really resonated with that. And I just want to thank you for that. And for you, the most important people that we need to thank, for those of you that took the time to be with us today, we appreciate you. You know, none of this happens without our customers and our VBOs that are scattered, you know, throughout the world. We recognize that we're here because of you, and it motivates us, you know, daily to do a good job, to earn your respect, to earn your confidence, and to earn your attention, and to earn your willingness to share with other people what we do. It's a business driven by word of mouth advertising, and so it doesn't happen unless people are doing that. And so we're grateful. You know, we're very, very grateful. I want to give you just a quick moment, and I know it's been a long time, so I'll be quickly here. I want to give you just a quick moment on a couple things that I want you to consider. For those that don't know my background, I actually started in the field. My career began in the early 1990s. I've got a 30-year career in this industry, and so I started on your side of the screen. A person looking for a chance to do better for my family and myself, to build some financial security. It wasn't the same as the crisis that we've been going through for the past year, but in the late 1980s, there were some high interest rates and other things that made the financial world and work quite challenging in terms of both inflation and unemployment. And so sometimes it takes these kinds of things to make us sort of wake up to various realities. And I'm a bit of an independent-minded person. And so the personal freedoms associated with owning your own business were things that motivated me, and the opportunity to leverage my time and my energy and to be able to provide without restriction for my family, you know, to give them choices, which is what I think these things are about. And you know, in my own way, I eventually wanted to make it to the beach. And so those are things that compelled me to be a part of this industry. And I'll tell you right up front, I'm a massive fan. I'm just a big fan of what this vehicle can do to allow an ordinary person in my situation to leverage their time and energy to do extraordinary things. And that's what's happened for the past 30 years. And along the way, this isn't a part of the compensation video or the brochure, and might not even be a part of the story people tell when they're talking to you about what gets them excited. But along the way, the industry and the people and the community really knocked some edges off of me that I believe made me a better husband, a better father, a better brother and son, and things that I think have been important. And so I'll just be upfront. I'm a big fan, and my life is richer for having had this experience. And for those that have been a part of that, I can't thank you enough. I'll be 58 years old this year, and I can't imagine a better way to have spent my working career. And not that it's over by any stretch. I hope there's decades to come, but it's just been very rewarding in that regard. You've heard from all these individual speakers, they're sort of highlighting components of the system that's there on the app for you to see, but there's a theme to it. And I hope you sort of recognize and can see that theme as you study. And I do encourage you, before this day is over, to take a few quiet moments to really sort of digest what you've heard and sort of own it. And don't wait until Monday to sort of revisit in a more lengthy period of time. Find some time tomorrow to really think about what you've heard, what resonated with you. Maybe think about the areas that you could improve. And if you haven't really sat down, here are sort of the things that I really believe are important and done this. I want you to do this, and I want you to do it before, you go to bed on Sunday night. I want you to really think about what you want. What's important? What is that thing that drives you to make the sacrifices you need to make to be successful? What gets you out of bed? Is it a person? Is it an accomplishment? Is it a recognition? Is it financial? It doesn't really matter. It only matters that it's important to you and it's meaningful, and not accomplishing it will create some pain. You need to make sure it's something that really matters and evokes a emotional response in you. Along the way, all of us are faced with headwinds, right? Sometimes they're stronger than others. I mean, this past year, and there's been some headwinds, right? And some of us experienced them in different ways than others. What drives you forward when the wind is strong and the path is steep and it's fraught with peril is how important your goals are. And if you're not there with that, I'm not talking about writing a tomb or anything, right? I'm talking about really connecting with what's important to you and being willing to own that publicly in your circle so that people know it's important to you. Wear it on your sleeve. This is one where wearing your emotions on your sleeve can be important. That'll be a factor in your success. The rest of it, there's important things about tactics and skills, but it starts with really owning what's important to you, what will drive you forward. Because if you don't have that, the headwinds of life they're just too much in most cases. And so it doesn't require anything special to just really sit down and think about what's important to you and what's your driving force or factor. The second thing for me, a couple people mentioned it here because I harp on this all the time. Know your story. Know your story and being able to tell it, right? It's important to have apps that we can share stuff with, PDF documents, videos. I mean, these things they matter because they enhance and answer questions and create education in people, gives them the things they need to make a decision about trying Super Green Juice or Pure Body Extra or deciding to become an Advantage member and develop a business. But it's your story that's the beginning piece. The tip of the arrow is what you articulate about why you're doing this, because people are looking for that. They're looking for a why that they can resonate with, because we're all far more alike than we're not. And so those things that motivate you, retiring credit card debt, maybe that's it. Being able to take the family on a week's trip to Disney whenever that kind of thing can occur again, and and not sweat the finances or the details or taking time off or having work that you enjoy that gets you out of bed. We all have these sort of similar qualities. And if you don't have a way to kind of communicate with people in not long terms, right? 60, 90 seconds, 3 minutes, something like that, about what's important to you, then they're not given the opportunity to resonate and connect with your story to find their own source of motivation. Craig said it earlier that going through questions that people have and how you respond to those is a gift, right? Because you learn about what their struggle is with something. That's the same thing that your story does. And so I encourage you to do that. And then here's kind of the last thing, and I'll begin to wrap this up, is I want you to think about, why not you? A long time ago, somebody said, why not me? And I heard them say, why not me? And I thought, yeah, why not me? I think Jamie does a good job, and you picked up on that, I hope, today, about realizing that she deserves success as much as anybody. And each of you listening to me, you deserve the same. I don't know who needs to hear this, so I'm just going to say this blanketly. We didn't all enjoy 2020 at the same rate. When you watch those names roll on the video, pretty exciting, right? Seeing those individual persons having success and having achievement. There may have been some people in your own organization. You saw their names, and there's this little spark of joy when you see that. Even people that maybe aren't in your organization, but they're cross-lined to you, and you can kind of celebrate with them what's happening there. We sort of realize the work and effort it takes for a single mom caring for 3 kids, or a single dad, or whatever the circumstances are, that they sort of find a way. They find a way. I have a signature line that talks about find a way or make a way, right? They find a way. Well, for those of you that didn't find a way last year, and while a lot of people watching this, they're really excited, right? I mean, they're leaving this session and they're about to become an unstoppable force, right? I mean, they can just feel it, you know, in the depths of their soul, and they're ready to go. But some of you maybe not, and now you've got some questions. Here's what I want you to know. Tomorrow's a new day. We carry nothing forward in that regard. If you didn't accomplish your goals last year, if you didn't have the discipline to make the calls, if you didn't write down your goals, if you wallowed in self-pity, it doesn't matter. We aren't keeping score in that regard. You are only racing yourself. That's it. There's no judgment here. We all have our own struggles, and no one really wants to walk in somebody else's shoes. It's tough enough in their own. So I want you to specifically realize that tomorrow is as new a day as you want it to be. And if you tell your story next week, you can say, you know what? I've had this association with this group for a long time. I've not really taken advantage of it like I could, but I had a session with some leaders this past weekend, and I recognized what my opportunity was. And today is a new day for me. And I'd like you to be a part of it with me, right? You can make today a new leaping off point for you that you didn't have before. That's why events like this are so very, very important. So I don't know who needed to hear that, but whomever did, tomorrow's a new day. And yesterday, it doesn't matter. We're here for you now. We're here for you in the presence. One other thing that's happening this month is we're celebrating our 9-year anniversary. If I could get a little technical help here. I could not be more proud of this. I couldn't be more proud for my family, my wife, my children, my brother, my sister, my mom and dad. No one ever does things like this by themselves, and it takes a heck of a lot of emotional support. It also takes a lot of intellectual and strategic support. And so we have this core team of people that have been here since the beginning, and we've had some new team members, such as Craig and some of the people you've met in customer service recently join us along the way. I'm so very proud of what they've accomplished to get us to this point. It's not lost on me that it doesn't happen in all cases with companies. But then the other thing that we recognize is we can't do it alone. 9 years happens because of tens of thousands of people around the world. They resonate with what you're doing. They like the products that you offer. They appreciate the service that you give, and they want to be a part of the community, and they want to share the message. And that's what we've enjoyed as an organization. And so I just want to say, if I could get one more slide, please. I just want to say to everyone that's a part of this community, that's helping us do good by doing good, right? Out there talking to people about things that are important from a health and a financial standpoint, all these things that drive this organization. I want to thank you. And for those that have yet to become a part of this, right, I want to thank you in advance. This is going to be an extraordinary year. It's going to be an extraordinary year because of the people you saw present today, but it's going to be an extraordinary year for the people we haven't met yet. And that's exciting to know and see this community expanding, and to just have this as the thing you get up to each day. It's just a joy. And I'm very, very thankful for all that. So with that, I appreciate my time so very much. I'm proud now to have a chance to change chairs here and leave you with Sawyer. She's got a great joy of mine to be able to work with her. She's got a chance now to give away some more prizes. I've got my Apple Watch, and so somebody's going to get one as well. So everybody involved, thank you. And Sawyer, the chair is yours.
Hello. Welcome back to a prize drawing. I like a virtual thing. It's like, you just sit on the couch and you hop in a hot seat, and here we are. Thank you, Dad, for everything today. And I'm so proud to have been a part of this incredible company's journey from the very beginning. It's been so beautiful to watch it grow. But now onto the hot stuff. Let's give out some prizes. First up, we have a bottle of our Calm CBD oil, 750 milligram. We'll pull that really fancy spinner wheel back up. It randomly generates your names, which is really cool, and removes you after you've won a prize. Let's see who wins. Faye Denton, congratulations. You won a bottle of our Calm CBD oil, 750 milligrams. And as mentioned before, we will be reaching out to each of the winners towards the middle of next week. Alrighty. Next up, we have our blender bottle back again with this new fabulous design by our Chief Creative Officer, Jen Hewlett. It's very awesome. Got a little good inside and then a little good inside there. I love these compartments. They're so easy to store powders and or supplements, whatever you need on the go. And this time with our blender bottle, we're going to give away a super green juice, which don't tell all the other products in our line, but is definitely my favorite. If we can get the spinner, and we'll see who wins. Victoria Cunningham, congratulations. You've won a bottle of the blender bottle and the canister of the super green juice. And we'll reach out to you next week to get this prize to you. Alrighty. Next up, we have another round of our Zeolite Detox Pack. It is just amazing how fast these products sell. They're so incredible for your body, and we just cannot keep them on the shelves. And plus, with their new branding by our Chief Creative Officer, Jen Hewlett, they just look amazing on your shelf at home. Alrighty, let's spin. Congratulations, Lisa Beckett. You have won a Zeolite Detox Pack, which includes 1 bottle of the Pure Body and 1 bottle of the Pure Body Extra. Last but not least, we'll pull our Apple Prize SE winner. These have been so fundamental to being a on-the-go worker. If you're working from home, you can walk away from your phone and make sure that you don't miss a text. It's very cool. And we'll go ahead and pull that spin. Congratulations, Camille. You have won an Apple Watch SE. We will get in touch with all of the winners towards the middle of next week. I appreciate your patience with that. And thank you to our technical team for helping us out with the prize wheel. And congratulations to all of today's winners. We'll reach out to you next week about getting your prize to you. And Craig, I believe I'm handing it back to you.
Thank you, Sawyer. Thank you, everybody. It has been an incredible event. Thank you again for investing your time to be with us today. We are at an exciting time in the history of Touchstone Essentials. As you heard multiple times today, we grew an incredible 400% last year. And while it's still early in the year, the exponential growth is continuing in 2021. Touchstone Essentials is built to be a legacy company, one of those companies that stands the test of time, that will be here over the decades. A company you can grow with and feel confident they will be here in 20, 40, 60 years and beyond. Why are we different than other companies? Because of our sustainable infrastructure, combined with those things that make us unique and stand out in the industry. Pure plant-based organic nutrition and detox that gets results. Unmatched and generous compensation, a system for easy earning, a foundation of integrity and values, a culture of giving back, a distributor-first mindset, and finally, optimal timing. We are on our way to touching the lives of 1 million families with goodness. If you are looking for a way to make a difference in the lives of others, Touchstone Essentials is your answer. If you're looking for answers to your health challenges and want to live a better life, Touchstone Essentials is your answer. If you're looking for a way to earn some extra income while blessing others, Touchstone Essentials is your answer. If you're looking for a path to financial independence, Touchstone Essentials is your answer. With the growth we are experiencing, we are on our way to momentum. And we want you to be a part of the incredible growth that is coming. I can feel it. Can't you just sense that something big is coming? It's in the air. It's in every conversation and every interaction that I have around Touchstone Essentials. Don't wait. Set big goals now to do something extraordinary with Touchstone Essentials in 2021. Now is the time to make it happen. Can I invite everyone to do 2 things between now and our Impact Summit? Number 1, enroll 3 people. Number 2, help them to enroll 3 people each. For those who accept my challenge and achieve the goal of enrolling 3 who enroll 3 more, we will offer special recognition at the April Impact Summit event. And in addition, your names will be put into a drawing for a new Apple laptop. You heard it, a new Apple laptop. By taking these simple steps in a short window of time, you will boost your earnings and put yourself on the path to personal momentum. Finding 3 who find 3 each is the basic building structure of your Touchstone Essentials business. I love this quote by Teddy Roosevelt, the man in the arena. He writes, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasm, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat." Will you jump in the arena to fight for your goals, to fight for the things you need, the things you desire? Is your why big enough to go the rounds with fear and doubt and ridicule? I think it is. 2021 is going to be an incredible year, and we're excited you're part of the team. We can't wait to celebrate the incredible growth and success we're going to experience in 2021 with you. Won't it be fun to see all of the good we can do with the amazing success we're going to experience? I can't wait for it. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you for spending your afternoon with us. We'll see you in April at the Impact Summit. Take care.